Oh shit, I don't have a drink. I'll be back in a second. How long have I got?
The length of the theme song.
Good, I'll be back.
Don't worry, I'll make a new theme song that can be longer so Dan's got more time to drink.
I also need a drink. Shit. Hang on.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John and welcome to the podcast. It's only fucking me.
You can't even unmute yourself.
Oh, great.
It's only halfway. It's fine.
Oh, good.
Oh, wait, no, this is right at the end. No, shit, wait. Where's Dan?
He's not back yet.
Look, quick. The theme song's just ended. Okay.
I'm here.
Explosion. And 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon. Oh, fucking hell.
Hello.
Why do you wait like 5 seconds when I count down before you say?
Because I hear 3, 2, 1, and then you click a thing, and I'm very aware there's a buffer. Ow.
No buffer, just...
I literally ran to get a drink during that theme song and fell down my stairs a bit.
I also went to get a drink.
Tripped down the stair and rammed my side into my banister, and I think I'm going to die.
But
so
that's
fun.
Fucking incompetent though, isn't it though?
That's literally my life. I'm actually going to die.
Yeah, but
right
you're fucking
live.
incompetent though. You're fucking incompetent though.
That may or may not be true.
You're fucking incompetent.
You see, this is why the downside of living in a massive country mansion with the Dalek room and the Tsum Tsum room and all of that, it takes you a good
The
half
Lego
hour to
room.
run to the kitchen. There's
It's
5
a
flights
single
of stairs.
bedroom flat, and you know it.
No, I know it.
Ow. Ow. Oh Jesus.
Do you actually
No,
fall over?
Yeah, no.
So
seriously.
on the topic of pain, let's start off with the news about Battleborn failing miserably.
It's 40% off on Steam out already. How do
Yeah.
you know when you're bleeding internally? Oh shit, I'm
No.
bleeding quite a lot.
No, I think we should do an intro and then we go into the dump.
In theory, like if you wouldn't
Oh my
find
God.
the bit
Dad,
you
go
think's
get a
bleeding
plaster.
Ow.
Maybe the Twitch chat can tell us how to check whether you're bleeding internally.
Yeah, Twitch chat, do you know how to tell?
What a shit intro. What's the shittest intro to any fucking stream?
It's fine, we've just killed Dan.
You
It's
come
fine.
back, you don't talk properly, and you're fucking bleeding. And John segues
Just went to
awkwardly.
get a drink.
I'm just desperately trying to get
I
some game
needed
news in here.
hydration, and now I'm leaking fluids. The irony.
I haven't even checked whether there's any Need for Speed news this month.
Oh,
no.
God, yeah, we sort of threw this together at the last second. A little bit as a. Hey,
This isn't the week for Podcats. This is
know,
extra Podcats.
This is extra because we're doing it now every week.
Except for the next 2 weeks where there's no streams.
Yeah. Because E3's coming and stuff.
Can you either stop going or fucking sort yourself out? I'll give you a minute. Go sort yourself out. Go
I
on.
can taste blood.
How can you take... What did you
I'm
fall
gonna
onto?
go and sort myself out.
Where are you bleeding from?
Everywhere. I'm gonna sort myself out. I'll be back in a second.
Okay, so...
I want to point out we haven't officially even started the fucking podcast yet. This won't even be on the fucking VOD.
That's fine. So if Dan doesn't come back, can I dibsy on his channel?
Yeah, sure.
Excellent.
We are 20 minutes late already.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Someone said, Dan, drink bleach to... Yeah, drink bleach, Dan. If it bleeds, we can kill it. Oh, God, that's a good plan. John, let's do it. Let's kill him. Because
Sounds like he's already weakened, yes.
No, because the thing is, John, we were saying this before, it's the Nerd³ podcast. Now, we are 2/3 of the podcast, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And
You're not really. It's actually kind of odd. Everyone else is like X cubed. You're not really Matt cubed, are you? You've resisted the urge to be assimilated.
well, because the Nerd³ isn't the fucking Yogs cast, is it?
Well, the rest of it kind of is. The rest of it kind of gets cubed. There's
Yeah.
Dad cubed.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Rebecca cubed and Tracy cubed and Watt cubed, yeah, all those famous cubed.
Okay, fine. So yeah, what?
Literally just Dad cubed.
Okay, fine.
Shut the fuck up, John. Just fucking get in your fucking place.
You know, if you upset me and I leave now, it's just you. It's just you on a cast on your own right now. Actually, while Dan's away, let's talk about the things he doesn't want to talk about.
I'm back!
Oh.
Damn it! Oh.
I've managed to largely stop the bleeding.
Where
so
are you
that's
bleeding
good.
from?
Like, right, so I got quite a pointy end to my banister, and I always, like, rip my shirts on it and stuff, and I'm like, oh, one day I'm going to fix that. And today's the day I've decided I should probably get a tetanus shot and then fix that.
Wait, so you ran it into your banister and it, like, cut
No, I was
your...
going down the stairs. It's like a spinny staircase thing. So I went down the thing and then just went slice, and it's ripped through my Paul Heyman shirt, and there's a lot of blood everywhere
It's
now.
cut the side of your torso.
Yes, but I landed onto it, so it's also like I had an impact there as well. So
This is the worst episode of Game of
You were...
Thrones.
the reason I tripped over there were dwarfs fucking on the stairs. I don't know what it was.
Oh,
And
Rebecca's fucking at it again, Jesus.
Right, get off me, bird. Oh, fuck. Right.
That wasn't even implied. That was that she's got dwarves to fuck on the stairs. I don't know what you were implying there.
Oh, Jesus, my ass. My ass? Yeah, my
Your
ass.
arse. Are you bleeding from your arse now?
As I'm suffering
Is something
rectal
else?
bleeding
Is there
as
something
well.
else Rebecca's into that you haven't told us about?
That's a separate thing. We'll get to that later. So this is the bit of the podcast before we actually start talking, I assume.
Because he started bleeding. Okay. Are we ready to actually, like, start again and do a nice introduction?
Well, the blood started to come through the bandage. But yeah.
I don't have a blood-themed story to seg to. I've just been going through my notes and I've got no blood-themed stories. Wait, hang on. Whenever I talk about Total War Warhammer, people always say blood for the blood god. So, on the topic of blood for the blood god, Total War Warhammer's become the fastest-selling Total War game ever.
Hooray!
We still need to start the podcast, though. This isn't on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, we probably
Let's
okay,
start the
fine.
pod.
I'll say that story again later.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck, we'll do that whole thing again.
Okay.
Alright, okay.
Do you want to start this and explain why you're in pain,
Yeah,
Dan?
okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Here we go. Proper start of the podcast now. This is where the VOD will start. Everybody else, you've heard something magical today. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Podcats. Matt did something horrifically clumsy and is in pain right now, aren't you, Matt?
Matt's embarrassed because he's very clumsy.
Yeah, he's
Very,
incredibly
very
clumsy.
good. He managed to bloody spear. He managed to spear his own arse on a banister. How
does
do you
that?
even do
Okay.
that?
No,
How do you do
okay.
that?
No, right. To the people listening to this and watching on YouTube, actually, if you're watching on YouTube, I'll probably have put all that bit in. So if you're listening on the fucking SoundCloud, fucking Dan went to get a fucking drink just as the fucking song was playing at the intro. And then he came back, just as it ended, bleeding because he fucking cut himself and fell on his fucking banister and then had to fuck off to get a bandage. And he's in pain.
It's not a lot of pain. I'm a man. We don't feel pain. Yeah, well, actually, we do. Quite
Like
a
the
lot.
incompetent boob he is.
Yeah. I'm not holding a bandage onto my chest
So
while I try and live stream.
So we had to call
this
that
is
bit
right.
out.
This is literally my professionalism. I'm here and I'm bleeding. Alright? That's what I do. I play through the pink eye. That's what I would do. And I'm here and I'm proving my worth. Yeah.
I mean, your worth's not... Well, I mean, your worth
It's not quite the
pacing me,
greatest
so.
heroic moment of it. Like, you know, the moment in the film at the end where the guy's been shot repeatedly in the chest, he's dragging himself along the ground because he has to push the button to save the Earth, even if it means he's gonna die. He just drags himself along and he does it anyway. You've scratched yourself on a banister and now you're doing a podcast. It's not quite the same level.
It's not. It's the glamorous as I can get during
this
some
is
sort
true.
of a YouTube career.
I mean, it's could you imagine that in the fucking YouTube life game? At one point you just start bleeding and you have to awkwardly drag yourself at the computer to make a fucking video.
And it'll play out like that bit of Metal Gear Solid 4 and you got to mash the button when it's climbing through the microwave fields. You're like, go, go, go. You're just emotionally invested. Oh, yeah.
The entire
stuff.
chat is saying blood for the blood god.
Yeah.
On the topic of blood for the blood god, The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine is out and apparently it's very good.
I like that that's the third segue you came up with to do with blood.
Blood in it. Blood segged into blood. That's pretty good.
I mean, the blood for the blood god thing, John wanted to segue into what, Total Rome?
Total
Rome.
Total Rome.
The
Rome
sequel to
hammer.
Total
Where you get a
Divas.
massive Rome hammer and you smash cities with it to Romanise them. Because that's
just
how the
some
Roman
dramas.
Empire worked, you gibbon.
Just some drama set in Rome. Just about some Romans. No, it's just about some
Total
dudes
Rome.
that walk around a lot. They're just totally Rome.
Total Rome.
It's like
Gibbon.
No, it's someone in Rome being really extreme, like really, yo, what's up? I'm gonna totally do this, and sort of doing extreme stunts in the
It
streets.
sounds like a button on a Roomba. That's what that is. Just total Rome. You push it, it just goes around everywhere in your house.
This fucking stream is a fucking mess.
The reason I was going to seg into Total War Warhammer is I'm told that's a Chaos God thing. Blood for the Blood God, skulls for the Skull Throne. I don't think necessarily a Skull Throne would be that comfortable. It would probably break, because skulls, once they've decayed a bit, are quite brittle and break fairly easily.
And they're hollow.
Yeah, it's not a good idea to make a throne out of
And, like,
skulls.
the top of a skull looks like the bottom of an arse. You know, so it'd be like, it'd be touched. You want something anti-arse shaped. You want, like, a divot, not a...
Yeah, if you kind of, like, you've made a skull throne, you can sit in it without breaking it, then we may be worried about you, because you might be anorexic.
Well, I like the idea of...
Consider seeing a doctor.
You make like you get those, like, sort of plastic things, like clear plastic that you put things inside, and you make a chair out of the clear plastic, but it's just filled with, like, skulls that you can see through it. Like one of those.
This is just literally something I learned yesterday, by the way. I was never into Warhammer at all when I was younger because it required money to buy models and stuff, and I never had money when I was younger, so all my friends were into Warhammer, and I couldn't get into it because I never had money for it.
Oh.
World's Tiniest Violin.
Oh.
Add in
That's
some
such a
World's
middle
Tiniest
class
Violin
thing as
music.
well.
Oh, I couldn't afford Warhammer. They're going, I couldn't buy shoes!
I lived in Dublin. We couldn't afford the potatoes we had.
A chip were a luxury!
lie.
Why did you do that in like a Yorkshire accent?
I don't know, Matt! The blood loss is definitely... I've gone, like, white on one side right now. I look like a goth, but, like, who's non-committal.
I really can't wait for, like, halfway through this, you just start slurring your words, and you slowly sort of get quieter and quieter.
That's what Yorkshire accent was for, man. Can't tell if you're slurring words when you're talking like you're from up north.
Oh, God. So the Witcher 3 expansion, which none of us have played, right?
No, it's downloading now in my background, but that's, like, as far as I've got.
It's got very good reviews. It looks really nice and colourful.
It
looks weird. It looks weird. Like, apparently Geralt gets, like, his own place and, like, semi-retires or something, and I'm like, oh, okay, interesting story.
Then he takes up painting, and the entire game is you just figuring out how to paint.
Wait, what? Is it just the start of Uncharted 4 when you're just in the house wandering around?
It's sort of like the bit that would lead up to... It'd be like, imagine, like, the final bit of Uncharted 3 and segueing into the start of Uncharted 4 and then ending.
Oh.
As far as I can tell. Apart from unless he gets killed or something, which I don't know. Might do. I hope he doesn't, because he's cool. I love playing as Geralt. I love playing as a dude just doing his job. Not like, I'm the hero who's going to save the world. He's like, yeah, I'll kill this thing, but you owe me money. That just makes me so happy.
Mass Effect was just a guy doing his job, though. Your job was to save the world in Mass Effect.
Yeah.
I don't like the hero complex, though. It's like, oh, you're a hero, and Geralt is just, I don't care.
Geralt's like, he's like, oh my god, you killed that griffin that's been terrorizing this village. Oh, how did you do it? He's like, oh, it's just my job, really. I was just there. I was in the neighborhood, and someone's gonna pay me to do that in the end. Like, yeah, you thought the griffin was scary. Pay me, or I start slaughtering everyone.
The same's true of 47, actually. He's just doing it for the money. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He's very cold, isn't he?
Mm.
Yeah, and he's episodic, and he keeps having fucking targets that I miss because they fucking time them for some fucking stupid fucking reason.
Or you know, someone else gets run over by a car.
I suspect they'll box them all in the final box release. They won't say they will, then they'll decide they will, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping.
It's a good. I do like Hitman. I really don't like the episodic thing, but at the same time, like, really nice big layout. I know you don't like it, Dan, but for me, it's good. I was actually, John, have you played Witcher 3?
I've never played any of The Witcher. At some point, I've kind of made a note to play like Witcher 1 for a bit, then Witcher 2 for a bit, then Witcher 3 for a bit. I've never played The Witcher at all.
Because, like, I, as a person who really, I like kind of some RPGs. I like kind of lighter RPGs. I think Skyrim and sort of like the Fallout games are a bit lighter RPGs in a lot of ways. And I don't know, I just really couldn't get into Witcher. I don't know why.
It's dark as fuck.
I know, it's not even... You're talking to me. Like, I don't know. I just didn't... Mechanically, I didn't enjoy the... I don't know, I just didn't enjoy it mechanically.
It's okay to admit you don't like quality, Matt. I mean, it's fine. I've seen your hair, so I understand that is something that clearly you... Shut up, I'm losing blood.
Is that just your excuse for any fucking thing now?
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I'm okay.
Or is that? I mean, this actually does explain why the Fuster clocks were such bad quality. Then, if I'm running them.
Yeah. So it's all your fault. Matt really likes sound to sound just like massively blown out and pixelated.
Yeah, it was all my choice actually. All the audio problems on the Fuster clocks were my actual artistic choice, not just a product of the unfortunate situation.
Just plug it all into an editing program, put distortion up 100%. No, put it up 100% again. And 100%. There we go.
And then just sort of get the
That's crackly enough.
Get the blade tool and then just sort of like randomly click around with it for a little while.
This is how Matt edits. This is a true story. I've seen it in work. I've seen it in action.
He has.
It's a real thing.
He has.
I was there.
He has.
What else came out this week? There's something really big came out. I was
It's
like,
before
so excited
E3.
about it.
Nothing's happening.
Lots happening. Nintendo just released some shoes.
They did.
They did.
Yeah.
It's true. They released some vans.
They-
And as someone who...
Nintendo's had some fun stories in the news this week. It's good.
Like what?
My favourite being the whole business about Pokemon localization in and around China.
Oh, that.
Oh, that was a good.
Where the
This-
translations are weird.
I bothered reading into this, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. The problem is that previously, Pokemon has been localized specifically for Beijing, who have always been quite keen on maintaining local Cantonese as a language rather than Mandarin of the entire Chinese area. So as a result, they used to have their own little localization just for Beijing. Nintendo have now said, screw that, that's too much effort. They haven't actually said why, but they've just decided, screw it, everyone's just going to get Mandarin, which means all the Pokemon get renamed, so it actually works with like the letters and the phonemes and what have
Yeah,
you.
and a lot of areas had slightly different localizations, like that they'd made themselves as well. A lot of areas.
So unfortunately, Beika Chayu is now Pika Kiyu, and that's really pissed some people off.
I mean, from our perspective, it doesn't really seem, but it's like if in our language Pikachu was changed to Pikachu.
Oh, we don't need to kind of worry about this. Like, you know, if Nintendo just announced, actually, we can't be bothered to make an English language version, you're just going to have to make do with the French one, I think we'd be angry.
I would not play with a Pikachu. That's not a Pokemon
Even
I wish to
though
play with.
the French version of Pokemon, Weezing is called Smogogo, which is a better name. And I wish we had, and I wish our Weezing was called Smogogo, because that's a fantastic name.
Matt, you went ridiculously high there.
Here's the problem: ever since I've had been ill, I can only either go really high. I have no range. I have.
Oh right,
I'm
you've got a high pitched illness. Dan's losing blood.
No.
Is anyone going to make it to the end of this
It's
thing?
Like
I
that
go,
bit in Metal Gear Solid where you
Am I
start.
going to be the fault? Am I going to be the sole bloody survivor of this?
You might-
Yes.
This is like the podcast where we all just die. Although you'll probably die and we'll survive because it's a twist. Oh, it's the medic. Yeah, it's like the bit in Metal Gear Solid where your health starts to go down the red. Just hear doo-doo every now and then, and just like it tragically goes down. That's all I can hear in my head right now. Okay, slower. I've died now.
He's dead now.
The other thing I actually discovered about Pokemon in the Far East, which I kind of was reading into while I was doing this, was literally translated. The original Beijing Pokemon that people in Beijing are so determined to protect, it literally translated as pet little elves
Aww.
Pokemon. Rather than, obviously, our form, which is a kind of an abbreviated form of pocket monsters, yes, theirs was pet little elves.
I mean,
gotta catch 'em all, pet little elves.
I mean, obviously the literal translation doesn't really work because especially in sort of a lot of the Asian languages, there are not words. Like they're usually just equivalents as opposed to an exact relation.
Meanwhile,
some letters.
Taiwan gets magic babies. Gotta catch 'em all, magic babies.
Gotta catch 'em all, magic babies.
I wanna be the very best. Just surrounded by some babies doing like magic
Magic
shit.
babies.
Look at my thumb. Where's my thumb gone? Ooh.
Good old magic babies. But yes, as a result of this issue in Beijing, where they were told, unfortunately, now it's going to be Mandarin, not Cantonese, literally dozens of people marched on the Japanese consulate.
Oh yeah.
And they were singing the original Pokemon anime theme song in Cantonese as their protest song.
I really fucking want someone to make a mod for the new Hitman level which just replaces fucking all of the protesters in the Swiss embassy with just fucking people singing the Pokemon theme tune and they just replace the Swiss embassy flag with the fucking Japanese flag and just...
Oh, God. By the way, people in the chat, if you know how to make the bloody crowd in the embassy storm the embassy, write it on a postcard and send it to Podcats, free post 1701. That's Podcats, free post 1701. Because I can't bloody figure out how to do it.
The hell's a letter?
I haven't seen one of those in years.
I'm giving away my age here, where in fact I remember the days in TV when the end of the TV show was, if you want to say something to us, send us a letter to the name of the show, free post, here's a number.
I want to point out John is the oldest of all of us.
Yes, I am.
What?
I know, right?
I didn't know that. I thought I was the grown-up.
No. John's a lot older than us.
Yes.
He's the true baby face.
Wow. I thought after seeing John's face that he was definitely in 14, 15 years old. Definitely.
You know what's sad? I haven't been carded while buying alcohol for like 8 years. That's really depressing.
That's because you only get carded while playing football. I know that rule. It's red card and yellow card. I've been there.
A grey card and a yellow card.
Greg, what are you, a dog? I can't see reds.
These days, I just kind of, every time I buy a car, I sort of hope someone's going to ask to see my ID, but they never do.
Aww.
That's quite sad, really, isn't it? You hope for the day you look slightly young.
I know, when you're young, you hope you buy alcohol and you desperately hope they don't ask for your ID because you can't provide any. Then when you get older, you're desperately hoping they do ask for ID because it proves you still look at least a bit
John,
young.
You know how you could look younger?
I don't know.
John?
Magic baby.
Not wear fucking linen shirts, you fuck.
I'm wearing a really nice one right now.
Of course you fucking are.
I've got a very nice linen shirt currently wrapped around my torso, trying to stop the blood from escaping.
We get it,
would you
Dan, you're
ruin it
bleeding.
like
We
that?
get it.
What?
We get it, Dan, well, that's the only good thing linen shirts are for, John.
Yeah, they're really super absorbent.
They are actually, but they're quite thin. They'll be very thin, so they won't absorb much blood. They'll absorb it. They'll get sodden really quickly. So it's
They'll
kind of
get
pointless.
soggen.
Sodden. They'll get sodden very quickly.
That sounds like a Witcher battle. That's Pokemon in one country somewhere.
I searched soggen.
One of them, that's the evolution of the new seal creature. That's the second tier evolution. We're
Dutch
revealing that
word.
exclusively.
Oh god. Oh, don't search soggen. Oh god.
Oh, what have you found?
What happens if you search Soggen?
It's a Dutch nudist camp.
Right, I'm searching for Soggen. I need to see this with my own eyes.
I'm not searching for
Oh wait,
Soggen.
no, it's not. No, it's not. It's translated. There was just students nude for charity. That's just one of the posts on this fucking like student web.
Interesting.
Though interestingly, if you image search Soggen, the first image result appears to be a velociraptor orgasming in front of a keyboard or a book or something. And he's saying something that I don't know what it means. He's saying, "Ik will Viet Mia." I don't know what that is.
I want to eat some Viennetta.
He is a Sogosaurus.
Apparently-
and he's really into it.
Apparently, soggen translates it's in Dutch. It means "are busy with things other than study." So I had the whole afternoon to soggen.
Intriguing.
Yeah, but you only did that when you were really a
opposed to studying.
teenager. You stopped soggening quite soon afterwards, I'm just saying.
It's such a shit word.
I quite like the word soggen.
Oh, we should use soggen more. Even though none of us are in school and haven't like studied for anything in years.
Yep. Okay, good. Right, I finally actually found some news and stuff. I'm on time now.
I've got news. There's loads of news.
I've crossed my
Just
eyes
sat there
and I
with
can't
his
seem to uncross them, so that's bad.
Oh, for God's... So John just sat there with his little notepad going, I have things.
Can anyone else hear voices?
No. He's dead. John, what do you have to talk about?
So, in tragic, terrible news, if you are a console owner, then I'm going to strongly recommend that you do not use your console on June the 28th. As Capcom have confirmed that is the date they're going to be releasing Resident Evil 5 Remastered onto PS4 and Xbox One. And if you occasionally have any form of like involuntary twitch or anything, just don't use your console that day, because there is a very good risk that if it's at the top of the recently released games, you might accidentally twitch and buy it by mistake. And it is Resident Evil 5, so that would be a problem. So June 28th, one of the worst games ever made, comes to consoles. Yay. I've seen screen caps of the remastered version. It looks actually kind of somehow worse than the last generation version. So well done there.
Oh, did you see the screenshots from the Arkham remaster?
Yes, they appear to have made them slightly more colourful, but also less detailed.
No,
I'm not sure what the hell they've done.
Like, I saw a screenshot of Crane.
Because it's certainly more colourful than it was. It's a bit less kind of grey and murky.
There was some direct comparison. The lighting's a lot worse. Like, actual realistic lighting's a lot worse looking. I don't know how.
Yeah, it's kind of impressive. Well, they have changed engine. It might just be a function of the way the engine handles something. Because it's gone from Unreal 3 to Unreal 4, hasn't it?
Maybe that just means it's more unreal.
Oh, he's fucking alive, Jesus.
I'm still alive. Don't worry. Sorry, I just passed out for a second there.
I was sort of waiting for how long it'd take you to actually get bored of not talking.
Don't make me laugh. The blood spurts out faster.
Oh, good. Ooh, tickle. Oh, where's Rebecca? The other
Matt, at least you're having fun, Matt.
Oh, I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
At times.
Yeah. At least you're having fun.
Yeah.
One of us has to.
In news that you lot might actually like, Mafia-related news has come out over the past few days.
Morphia.
Yeah, that's Stephen Moffat hysteria. It's like people are really into Stephen Moffat's work, so that's Mafia.
Fucking Mafia. What the fuck? How the fuck? Why do you pronounce it
Mafia.
Like that? That's not how you
Mafia.
pronounce Mafia.
Yes.
Do you
Mafia.
pronounce it tomato, tomato, or tomato?
Pronounce it ketchup.
Ketchup. Do you
Yeah,
pronounce it
good old-
ketchup, or ketchup, or catsup?
Good old catsup.
You're wrong on so many levels.
Mafia 2.
Mafia!
Mafia 2. Mafia.
Yay!
Are you happy now? Do I sound fucking common enough for you now?
Oh, you're worried about sounding common.
Yeah, he's worried he's gonna become one of us. And then
All right, Mafia 2. Mafia 2 is.
You sound like Louis Theroux trying to sound like he's from Essex.
Theroux?
You mean Louis Thorough?
Yeah, Louis Thorough. Because
Louis
his documentaries are so thorough.
He's Louis Thorough.
You're both shit at pronunciating things.
Pronunciationing things?
Pronunciating. I said
It's
pronunciating.
almost as if nobody here has an education.
You mean pronunciating?
No. Can we establish I didn't go to do... I am the least educated, technically. I'm a high school dropout in the American sense. Dan, you did your sixth formy bit and you kind of went to uni for a few weeks. And John completed uni.
I've got a 2-1 degree from Oxford.
All right. Rub it in, Captain Cameron. With your smart intelligence.
I wasn't part of the bloody Bullingdon Society.
I like that you're so smart, but you're currently working with a man who's bleeding to death. So
anyway, Mafia 2.
Oh yes, Mafia 2.
God, no. It's like
That's the most Essex accent I could come up with, but apparently it still
it.
sounds like
Essex
David
accent?
Cameron.
I mean, we've got a fucking Essex twat here. We've got a fucking a guy from fucking Inchicore, and then we've got you, the fucking most upper middle class fuck in the world.
Leicester, from Leicester.
I'll come from funny Leicester as well.
From Leicester.
I like that you just go deeper. You're like, Ballyho, we're gonna go and definitely rough up those rapscallions today. Oh, ha, what for? I'm sorry we've interrupted your fox hunting, but please stop doing an Essex accent.
Someone did ask an important question in the chat. Did you fuck a pig, John?
No, that only happens in the weird bits of Oxford.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm very sure.
I've met you. You seem like the kind of guy who would fuck a pig.
I wanted to say something so cruel, mate, but I'm glad I didn't.
Please do.
No, yeah, you know when you rat us. I think that's officially a sign that I've grown up. I've decided, no, let's not.
That doesn't make you a worse person, though.
It kind of does.
Alright, so Mafia 2.
I'm gonna make.
Is everyone happy with
No.
Is everyone happy with that?
No, John. When I make hog coffee, I'm gonna put in an extract that you just get to play as you.
Yeah, luckily that would involve you learning various computer languages and being inept and so forth. So.
Oh my god, I've been fucking learning C for fucking Unity. Oh my fucking god, I hate fucking programming. I've been avoiding it as long as possible. Now I'm fully in the programming side. I get it. It's just I'm there going, why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? What's going on? Put in one semicolon. Oh fuck! Now everything works.
My dad tried to get me to learn C when I was like fucking 10. Trying to get a 10-year-old to want to learn, that's the most terrible thing you could do to a 10-year-old to put them off program.
I think there's worse things you could do to a 10-year-old. The Catholic Church also agrees. Anyway,
Criminal Syndicate 2
Beta
is back on Steam after a very long absence.
Ooh.
Mafia 2 was actually taken down off Steam because they had some problems with the fact that apparently they put a whole bunch of songs in the game that they kind of ran out of the license to use anymore.
This is the interesting point, because so many people complain about San Andreas changing the music, but otherwise they would have had to take it down.
Well, Mafia 2, I'm not sure whether they've changed the soundtrack or if they've
Mafia,
just renewed
you
the
said
licenses.
Mafia again. What the fuck? Oh, you're the worst.
Criminal Syndicate 2 is either, I don't know what they've done, whether they've changed the soundtrack or otherwise put it back up, but it's back on Steam, and they've also decided to knock 80% off the price. So right now you can
very good game.
Now you can
£4.
get Criminal Syndicate 2 on Steam for $3.99.
Or the digital deluxe one with all the DLC for £6, which I think is worth
which
it.
is not a budget. That's a very fair deal for Criminal Syndicate 2.
That's a very good deal. I got it free for voting in a Golden Joysticks, I think, last year.
Will you vote for me?
It's worth that, yeah, totally.
Will you vote?
Meanwhile, in Criminal Syndicate 3 news...
Sorry, I just
can't call it that. You don't even play as the criminal fucking syndicate in Criminal Syndicate 3.
In Police Syndicate 3...
no, I'm looking at the store page
Plus
for Mafia 2.
Veto.
I'm looking at the store page for Mafia 2, and right at the bottom of the actual about this game section, it just has like the end of a list tag, which they've clearly put in the wrong place. So it just has list enclosed in like fucking square brackets at the bottom, looking really out.
Alright. Meanwhile, in Mafia 3...
I hate you.
I'm sorry. Was that an impression of Steve Irwin? It was uncanny. Danger, danger, danger. That's what you sounded like there.
In Mafia 3...
Are there crocodiles to wrestle?
Mafia
Is that the link you were going for? Because it is set in... Where is it?
I hate both of you.
No, you don't.
It's not fucking our fault.
I hope you die of blood loss.
Oh,
working on it.
They've announced that this is the bullshit collector's edition is going to be $150.
Nice.
What's in
it? And for that money, you're going to get yourself 2 vinyl records,
good,
2 art books,
good. So
a set of dog tags,
absolutely fuck off,
some coasters, and hopefully
coasters?
the game.
You like coasters, John?
What's that sound I can hear? Is that scraping a barrel? Oh, okay.
Wait, actually, it's that. Like, how much was the Fallout 4 collector's edition?
Well, the Pip-Boy one.
Yeah.
£11 million on eBay now.
Well, yeah, but when it came out, I think it was cheaper than the Mafia 3 one.
I feel like $150 for 2 vinyl records and 2 art books effectively is pretty...
Awful.
That doesn't feel great.
Yeah, that's not great at all. Plus, I'm a huge Mafia fan, but that game just doesn't look the part right now. Like, they've got such a modern-looking UI on it, and it's bugging the absolute arse out of me.
Do you think if they changed the title to Mafia 3, that would help?
It would actually help a lot.
Yeah, to indicate that it's gone a bit upmarket, because now you're playing as the police, not the Mafia anymore.
Which I think
that might help.
Strange.
Fallout 4 Pip-Boy edition was £100 from game, and you can still buy it for £100 from game. They're still selling it.
But that is about $150.
Yeah, but you actually get a fucking Pip-Boy with it.
Nah. Which is much better than 2 vinyl records.
Yeah, it's a really nice collectible thing, you know. That's a good... Because collector's editions, I don't think are all terrible, you know. Sometimes something like that is a really good thing to get in a collector's edition. But who gives a shit about art books? Like
and while we're talking about terrible collector's editions, one other one was announced this week. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, which is coming out right at the end of this year, has announced what's going to be in its big collector's edition, though I couldn't find a price for it yet, which is you can get yourself a big decorated skull.
Ooh, I found that.
Huh.
Just a skull that's been painted.
I'm alright with that.
That's it. I can't figure out quite why. The game's set in Bolivia, so I'm guessing it's a cultural thing of some description. But the collector's edition just comes with a skull, because I guess that's an excuse to charge more money.
I like skulls.
I'm quite fond of my own one, yes.
It also comes with like some crappy headphones with little skull symbols on the side.
Oh, I'm looking at that.
Yeah.
You know, looking at the skull,
and a map of Bolivia. You get a map of Bolivia.
Map of Bolivia.
I really hope the game's set in Bolivia, although that's really random.
Bolivian postcards, a carrying pouch. I mean,
A carrying pouch to carry what? Your skull?
I don't know.
So you can take your skull with you wherever you go.
What's annoying as well is, like, looking at that skull, it's clearly, like, really cheap fucking plastic.
Yeah, it's cheap and plasticky, but they're still going to charge you $200 for that set, clearly.
The headphones actually look okay, but they'll probably be really cheap feeling as well.
Also, is it just me, or is the version you're looking at, the screen cap, the one where it's got the front cover of the box art as well on it?
I'm looking at the one that says exclusively on Uplay Shop.
Does it feel to you a little bit like Ghost Recon Wildlands has kind of been crossbreeding a bit with Far Cry, and that cover art looks a little bit Far Cry-ish?
Very much so.
It looks like over at Ubisoft, the games are slowly merging into one homogeneous blob.
Wait, can we find the map for it and see if it's the same as fucking Far Cry 4?
How many more times can we use this map before they keep realising it? Perfect.
When you're playing Watch Dogs 2 and it's set in Far Cry Primal, you're like, wait a minute. Why do I have a phone here?
Legitimately, Ghost Recon Wildlands, it's just this big, colourful, wastelandy area like in fucking
It really does look Far Cry-ish. It does kind of feel like, Ubisoft's games are all sort of merging together into a big blob.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. Yeah.
Say Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
No, say it how you said it.
Ubisoft.
You
Ubisoft.
Dick.
Because it's blatantly from the Latin Ubisoft.
Oh, fuck off, classic.
Look, okay, if I wrote the letters
Special guest today, Jean-Luc Picard.
If I wrote the letters UBI on a piece of paper and put it in front of you and asked you to pronounce that word, you would not pronounce it UB. Because there is no way in hell you can pronounce UBI as UB. That's not how the letters UBI next to each other would be pronounced.
That's how I pronounce it.
Doesn't work.
How would that not work?
Because the letter U is not pronounced U. It's not a umbrella.
Actually, mate.
You spanner.
So what are you like?
Find it is in fact a euphonium. That's how we pronounce that one there. Euphonium. Mm-hmm.
Yes, that begins with U.
I didn't ask you to question me. I just.
What other words begin with fucking UB?
Ubisoft.
Ubuntu.
Ubuntu. Fuck.
The fact that two companies are mispronouncing things does not mean anything.
Uber.
And while we're here, it's GIF, not GIF, alright?
Uber. Ubuntu. Ubisoft.
Yeah, as companies mispronouncing, they put the letter U that's pronounced as U. That doesn't mean actual words.
Yeah.
What other words?
It's spelled EA, but it's pronounced Hail Satan. That's actually the company correct pronunciation.
No, John, you can't say everyone's pronouncing it wrong but you.
Yeah, you can.
I can say that the letter U isn't pronounced U.
It is when it's got
the
B
letter
after
U
it.
is pronounced R. For Christ's sake, man, most people mastered this at the age of 4.
No, it's got B after it.
Hey, and
it's
John's a 4-year-old, so he knows exactly what he's talking about as well. We have no idea how old John is at this point.
Ub, not Ube. UB is pronounced Ub, not Ube. How are we even having this conversation? It's like you're arguing that gravity goes up.
Froob.
What about Uber?
Yeah,
Or
Uber, Froob.
Super Uber.
Ubisoft.
Froob has an accent. That doesn't count.
What the fucking... Oh, fuck off, John.
I like this gaming news discussion we're going to have every week.
just slamming on fucking John's
This is going to tell us that bit in Love Actually where they're all pronouncing stuff. Like the Americans pronounce stuff and then the British guy pronounces stuff. It's like, oh, table. Oh, that one's the same. That's what we're going to get to. It's basically this show is going to become, let's ask a posh person to say words for us. Say pleb, John. How do you pronounce pleb?
Plebe, obviously.
And I think that's done that. Hey, do you want to hear some fucking annoying noise news?
Oh my god.
Yes, I'd love to hear a really
What a
annoying
mess
noise.
of a fucking
Here's
podcast.
annoying noise.
No, Dan, you can just talk. You don't have to make that. You don't have to do that. You can just talk.
That's for the bat people in the audience. Here's some annoying news. WWE 2K17 has been announced. That's annoying for 2 reasons. One is it's been announced for old generation consoles as well as the new one, so we're not going to actually get that fucking leap that I desperately want from that series, even though the last one's great. And 2, it's really fucking annoying. It's about to fucking start another fucking series, and that fucking series is going to fucking be 2K fucking 16, so it's going to be fucking out of date. Fucking 6 episodes in the fucking thing.
The horror is you
Spoilers.
can't play as Goldberg. Boo-hoo.
Yeah, but I'll be able to play as about 16 wrestlers that have fucked off in the last week. Yeah, there's some news. I did some news. Hey, if speaking of things that are really, really shit, awful, and annoying, do you want to talk about Top Gear?
Can we not? It made me sad.
Okay, no.
Actually,
No.
before we do that, I'd just like to pronounce a few words for you, according to Matt's rules of how the letter U should be pronounced.
Oh, God.
Cows have yulders.
No. I said if it's got a B after the U, it's pronounced Ubi. It's an U.
And I've obviously got a Yulsa in my mouth right now.
Stop it! It's a B.
I've got, and don't forget my ulterior motives.
I'm pronouncing Ubi.
My terrible
not
ulterior
just
motives.
You. You're being
Better
pretentious.
go to the hospital for a ultrasound.
You're being pedantic.
there, Dan.
I hate you.
Stick it up, you uterus, John.
Oh my god.
Wait,
you're
hang
the
on.
worst.
I'm going to appeal this to the umpire.
Okay. Okay, can we? Okay, Top Gear. We can all establish it was poor and boring, and there was no chemistry, and it felt really forced. What I'm more interested in is Chris Evans's really fucking
Annoying face. Oh, you mean his Twitter rant, don't you?
yeah, no, his fucking meltdown and his
Yeah.
what's the
I am
word?
unashamed to say that it was terrible.
John,
Yes.
John, if you want this to
God.
be weekly, Matt has to be alive by the end of this one.
So what? Like he's hoping you'll just die of blood loss. And he's hoping that he'll kill me from fucking frustration.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll hold off for the moment, then I'll just catch him unawares later.
Look, Chris Evans is really oblivious. He's just fucking like self-obsessed.
Oh, I
and-
felt sorry for him after the Twitter incidents.
Well, no, because
Poor
he's
thing,
done.
he just desperately wants it to be good.
No, but the problem is though, like
I like
Right,
that he was going, oh, the audience, like, we got more percentage of the audience watching Fact. I'm like, yeah, because the last one was up against Call the Midwife, which gets 11 million people watching it.
Imagine this, right? Imagine Dan died now. He dies now, and I took over his channel,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took over his channel, and it's Nerd³ Plays. It's Nerd³ Plays. It's the most requested game ever. It's fucking Nerd³ Plays. Fucking something shit.
Happy Wheels.
Fucking people request, and it looks branded the same and all that. Mm-hmm. And people join.
Nerd³ points out how two songs have a sort of similar riff.
It's true.
Sure.
It's true.
Thank you for referencing. Like, it's a chord progression, not the riff. It was the... Shut up, John.
I don't know how music works.
Of course you don't.
That's a total you known to me.
If it was written before 1654, John doesn't know a thing about it. Nothing.
I do actually regularly say there is a gap in my history between the 5th century AD when the Western Roman Empire fell and 1995 when the Spice Girls formed. Between those 2 points, I don't know what happened in history.
It's just blank spots.
Pretty much, yeah.
No, right, okay. But, right, like, if I took over the channel, right, and you know, I did that, people would join going, oh, Nerd³ Plays Happy Wheels, or, you know, it was announced and they'd be like, oh, they're curious, and they join. But the thing is, if that legitimately happened, right, like, because I've done, like, solo streams on this Twitch thing, and when that happens, you have to acknowledge the fact it's different to what people expect, and also acknowledge the fact that a lot of people aren't going to like it because of that, and embrace the fact it's different and be like, okay, I'm going to try and do the best I can do. Chris Evans seems to be completely fucking oblivious to the fact that that's what's happening, and he's just saying, oh, you're all wrong, rather than acknowledging the fact that the entire show format's changed, and a lot of people don't like it, and a lot of people are just curious, and that he should make the best of the situation as opposed to being a dickhead.
Well, that's the problem with it. The show format hasn't changed. You can see the same directors and writers and everything are still in the background. They're even writing the script as if it was for the original thing. Like, I sometimes heard when, like, Matt, I could call him Joey, when Matt and Chris talked with you guys, like, that line was totally written for Hammond to be speaking to May. I can hear Hammond and May saying those lines to each other, and it would have been much better had they done so.
Yeah, it's most likely actual scripts that were written for them that have just been sorted out to go for the two of the others. They probably had the scripts like pre-done, and they were like, all right, we have to rewrite these, because the BBC likes to reuse stuff.
Okay, I want to talk through these tweets.
Oh, God.
The new Top Gear is a hit, officially. I mean, that line immediately is the most knobbish line in the world. I mean, fucking hell.
He might as well hashtag this one, not all Top Gear presenters, to be perfectly honest.
Like, if I know that... you see, the thing is, if he could at least acknowledge that things have changed and that he's, sorry that things have changed, he's trying to make the best of it, and, he's trying to make it as entertaining as he can, fine. But he's just being a dick about it.
Speaking of not all Top Gear presenters, by the way, they made a big deal about how they'd hired like 7 of them. Where were the other 5?
Oh, well, Sabine was actually in the
Extra Gear.
episode, but she's the woman, so they won't give her an introduction. There were 2 on Extra Gear, and the other ones they'll just be sort of in some of the videos. It's just
Okay, that's
literally the
5,
2 of
but
them.
where's the other 2? Because there were 7, weren't there?
They're just going to turn up. Well, one of them's the Stig.
Yeah, the 7 including the Stig. So it was...
They're just going to turn up in sort of the background of stuff, where it's just going to be Chris Evans and Matt LeBlanc. That's it. It's just a twosome they're doing.
It was Chris, Matt, Sabine, the YouTuber guy, the F1 owner guy.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten they were getting a YouTuber involved.
The Stig, and who was the other one?
Sabine?
No, I've said Sabine.
Sabine.
No, I've said... Fuck you.
Which they desperately need to get, basically, they need to get the YouTuber to do the commentary for the star in the no longer reasonably priced car, because Chris Evans cannot commentate.
Some other guy I don't recognise. I don't know who that is.
Is it the boring looking guy, the one who looks like the most boring man on earth, but
So
younger?
all of them, you mean?
The guy who's on Extra Gear, who's not the black one.
Of course. I barely fucking watched the main show. Do you think I would have fucking watched Extra Gear?
Yes, Eddie Jordan's supposed to be involved, but didn't show up because he recognises a car crash when it's coming.
I think he's just in one of the films. They'll be in the
This is
films
the thing.
that come up.
No, car crash. People keep comparing it to a car crash or a train crash. It wasn't. It was just this slow fart.
It was like watching your nan reverse a car into a house.
Yeah, it
It's
wasn't.
just they're going, oh, fuck.
There was nothing
stop.
particular. The thing is, there wasn't anything particularly bad.
Okay, can I
about
point
it.
out there was so much particularly bad? Some people go, oh, it wasn't anything particularly bad. I was like, oh my god, there was so much bad.
No, there was a lot
There
of
was
bad. I mean,
so much bad.
I mean, there wasn't anything glaringly fucking awful. Is
Yes,
what I
there
mean.
was.
Yeah,
What?
Chris Evans cannot commentate.
No, we can't.
Chris Evans can't something. The only thing that Chris Evans would be good at was the interviews, because he's a talker. That's his thing. He can actually talk to people.
And I
It's
think the
literally his
interview
thing.
was all right, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
his
No,
interview
it was awful
okay.
because there wasn't an interview. They had 2 completely random fucking celebrities go on together. Like, Gordon Ramsay and fucking Lex Luthor aren't a combination that anyone's ever seen before. Like, why were there 2 of them? And then they just stared dead at the camera while they plugged each other's shit. And then Chris did this, like, played a bit of a game with them. We had nothing about their thing apart from Gordon Ramsay's really fucking rich.
I do want to point out I did skip. When I got halfway through the show, I ended up just skimming through the rest of it because I was so bored.
I did skim through the last sort of Matt LeBlanc thing when he's in the desert. I was like, I don't care what's going on anymore.
That was all. He was okay in the desert a bit.
I think a lot of people have said that was the strongest section, but it's still. I mean, it's like the worst shit. It's the
Well,
best
because
shit.
what was the other section? There was the bit where they went to Blackpool, where they got in cars, drove in a straight line to Blackpool, and then they were at Blackpool.
Yeah,
and his
and
car
there was
broke down, so he went on a thing. Literally, and they were like, "Oh, I'm so exhausted, I'm so beaten, I'm so like nothing happened. Literally, nothing happened. Like they broke down once or twice, but like if it was Clarkson, May, and Hammond doing it, they would have stopped at interesting places. They would have had silly buggers with each other. They would have stopped on the way for challenges.
They would have been invested in their cars as well.
Yeah,
These cars
I can't. What fucking cars did they have? Oh, it was
They were
Reliant
just
Robins.
given them.
Reliant
They just got
Robins
given
that
them.
didn't fall over.
That
Yeah,
was
and
given to
they
them.
were already painted. And I was
painted
like,
and they had the
what?
roofs cut off for some reason, and they were just there.
Yeah.
And it
They
was
just
this
they
weird.
then
Like,
drove to Blackpool, and it was like this segment where literally they had the bit that was interesting where they designed their own cars was already done. Then they drove there. When he broke down, he stopped for him. What the fuck? He just stopped and was like, "You're right, yeah. I'll wait for you. Have a cup of tea and a hug and a hand job later." It just felt wrong. They were trying to they were writing the friends going on a trip script, which is what Top Gear is great for, because it's basically just a few blokes go out and drive some cars. It's just like a bloke's day out. And that's fine, because you don't really get a bloke's day out in anything else. It's a bloke's day out, and it's sort of like those old boys' adventure books. When they go on their big sort of epic challenges and stuff, that's what Top Gear is, and that's what it was best for. It wasn't a car show anymore. And my worry was, when it started with Chris Evans and Matt LeBlanc, who are big car nuts, that it was actually going to become a car show. Because that makes sense. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to really enjoy it because it's going to become a car show. But they didn't become a car show. They stayed the exact same thing. It doesn't work.
Oh, no,
Because
they cut out the closest thing there is to a car show. They cut out the news.
They did, yeah. They cut out the news. They cut
Which
out
I guess
the call.
because the news used to be like a discussion section, and I think the producers figured out, oh my god, Matt and Chris have zero chemistry, so we can't just make them bounce off each other, so we have to cut that segment because they can't make it work.
Yeah, I cannot picture Matt LeBlanc and Chris Evans having a beer after filming.
no.
And because of that, there's no chemistry. But because it was written, it seemed like it was bits that were left behind for The other three, it felt like they were trying to force it really hard.
Well, that's
Whereas
the problem.
The final section was alright, where they went up the mountain. That bit was actually okay, but I kept watching thinking, if only there were the real hosts here, this would have been really damn good.
Oh my god,
that was a really good bit.
That was a beautiful moment, because they got that really strong guy, and I turned to Rebecca and went, I bet in 5 minutes he is throwing something heavy over his head. And I put money on that, and I was right. Because it felt really predictable. I mean, previous Top Gear felt really predictable, but you were having a good time. This was really predictable, and 2 isn't enough for the default presenters. It doesn't work.
No.
It works for us. See, my argument is that American Top Gear worked out that you have to build the show around the cast you've got. Like American Top Gear, when you watch the first pilot episode for this first season, and they were trying to be Top Gear, and it didn't really work, but there was actually something between the guys that they've got. So if you don't know, American Top Gear has an actual race driver who looks like the guy from Always Sunny, now I think about it. They've got this big, beardy redneck guy who actually knows how cars work and stuff. And then they've got a guy who is a wrecker. He just destroys cars. His thing is that he basically just writes off all the cars. And his cars always get destroyed. And that I'm there going, that's an entirely different team. You're not trying to be Hammond May Clarkson. You're trying to be something else. And it worked. It actually worked as a thing. And now they're in later seasons. They've basically stripped away all the Top Gear stuff. All the stuff they already had. And all the fancy twaddery. And now is entirely every episode they get 3 cars and they do silly challenges. And there's hardly any studio bits. There's no interviews. It's just 3 cars, silly challenges. And it's so good. In my opinion, it is actually like up there with the top quality Top Gear. Top Gear USA is there. I know it's blasphemous to say it, but it is up there. You should totally watch the latest series because they actually gathered something.
This is the thing, right? A lot of people are arguing, it's the first episode, they'll get chemistry. This is the thing, though. It's not. They clearly have no chemistry together.
Yeah, you can see potential. Like I was saying, Top Gear America Series 1, you watch it go, there's something here, but they need to rework all this. With this one, I was like, there's nothing here, they need to abandon this.
Because they clearly hired people and didn't get them to...
They hired the biggest names that they could get.
Well, they hired the biggest names they could get, but in a show like that, you need to, when you're casting for this, I don't know if they do. I imagine they do weird auditions for it, but I don't even know if they did auditions. They probably fucking didn't.
I doubt they did.
They have to get the 2 fucking people in the room and see if they'd be friendly. And this is a weird thing though, because if you watch MythBusters ever,
yeah,
Adam Savage and Jamie have a decent on-screen presence with each other, don't they?
They have good work chemistry.
But this is the problem. In real life, they're not friends at all.
You could tell. It kind of reminds me like early Penn and Teller, where you could see that they had work chemistry, but they didn't really have the friendship thing. But it worked because they had work chemistry.
This is it.
Like you can have it's the same way that you can really get on with people in your office, but you don't want to be friends with them. It's that sort of thing. And if you can come across as, hey, we have a good time in the office, and then we get home, we go home to our own life, that's fine. If you have, hey, we're friends in the office, and then we're going to get beers afterwards, that's fine. If you have just the beers afterwards, that's fine. But LeBlanc
so your boss might
Evans,
ask what you've been doing all day.
Yeah, LeBlanc and Evans have nothing. They just have nothing. They just don't have any of that. The
MythBusters work relationship works because all they're doing in the show is they are working. They're making things, and they have to communicate and work together, and that's it. They're a professional curiosity and having fun at the same time. They can both have fun doing it, but it's not about their relationship. It's not about the chemistry. And Top Gear it is, and I fucking like that entire Reliant Robin section. That really rubbed me the wrong way. That whole bit, mainly, and I just because. In original Top Gear, the whole idea was whenever they did these challenges, they chose the cars themselves, and they were immediately already, the second they turned up, invested in the cars they had. Yeah,
you knew the price, you knew where they got it from, you knew why they picked it, because the cars will pull up individually and they go, this is the blah, 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 blah. I got it for £400 off of eBay. It's got some broken things, but look, I picked it for these reasons. We'll probably be doing these things. Okay, here we go. And they kind of walked out of the studio like, the cars are here, get in their cars and fuck off.
Yeah,
with their love tap.
But that's it. They didn't do anything what's the point? They literally just drove down the motorway.
They drove down the motorway. His car
and
broke down.
And literally 3 minutes into the film. 3 minutes into the fucking film.
Yeah, like if Clarkson had broke down, they would have been laughing and they would have been stupid things. They would have Clarkson going, "Oh, bother it!" Well, trying to fix it, and and the whole thing that if they had, if he had got put onto the back of the thing, you'd have both of them like either side of the truck pointing and laughing. And you would have felt that camaraderie, and you would have felt that. And in this, it was just sort of like, and then they went to Blackpool, and then they got... The secret to writing a good story, and this is from Matt and Trey, the guys who write South Park, is between each beat of the story, put therefore or because. You don't want to have and then, and then, and then. And this was very much and then, and then, and then. It wasn't because, and... it was just... It just felt... It just lacked everything. It felt like, you know when you photocopy something and it comes out slightly crappier version? It felt like a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy. It was the Devil May Cry 2 to Devil May Cry. It's like, all the bits are here. Why isn't it working?
The bit that got me as well was the first film in the desert. Where...
Really? Because the bit that got me was that awful plant that shouted, although the catering, no, we don't talk about catering on this. I'm Chris Evans.
Oh, did you know the fucking, apparently, you know, the Stig we got custody line, apparently they had to retake that because they didn't get enough laughs the fucking first time.
Yeah, that's why it ended up being forced into the thing. And that catering line died. That was about 7 takes, apparently, to try and get some sort of laugh out of there.
Awful.
That was really bloody weird. When it's the beginning of the show, we're just trying to figure out, do we like the show or not? And then, like, what was it, like 20 seconds into the show, here's the staff of my local Indian on a car.
Yeah.
Why?
I was just like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah.
It wasn't even that. It wasn't themed around like takeaway. It meant nothing.
It was also the opening line. It literally from the opening line of, oh look, here's our new and improved audience. It was like, oh shit. I don't like that new set as well because it doesn't really. Like, especially when they're interviewing people, it's completely flat and an open area now. Previously, it was sort of built around because they had the little TVs and stuff that they looked at, and there was the TV behind them, so it felt sort of built in. So as much as there was an audience there, the audience was darkened and sort of kept out of it, so it felt more like a bit of a discussion. It seemed to actually fit the interview style more. Now, it's this big open area with the three of them, because there's 2 guests just sitting there, and it feels like a chat show sort of thing, where they're very much on stage, so people looked a lot less comfortable with it. And here is the most ultimate telling part. When their times were being read out, neither one of them sat forwards. It was a very big deal in Top Gear that everybody would always go, yeah, they'd always sit forward because they were invested. They're friends with Clarkson because he's had a nice chat with them, and they'd sit forward because they go, okay, let's see how well I did. Neither of them sat forwards. It felt super uncomfortable because of that.
I mean, they got 2 people who Jesse Eisenberg is infamously not very interested in the press junket.
Yeah.
And Gordon Ramsay is Gordon Ramsay. You got 2 people who aren't really into that.
They have nothing that's there for them. I mean, as an opening, like, to be perfectly honest, I looked at Gordon Ramsay and Jesse Eisenberg and went, that actually would have been a better Top Gear team. And they have zero chemistry between them. That would have been...
Jesse Eisenberg clearly does not give a shit about cars.
He doesn't give a shit about anything.
He didn't seem to give it... Like, Ramsay, an interview...
He really doesn't like Superman. I've seen that film. He hates Superman.
If it was just Ramsay...
Don't know why. It's never explained why, but he really hates Superman.
Jesus Christ. Just Ramsay in that scene would have done a lot more. It would have done a lot better.
Oh yeah, I'd be way more excited for Top Gear with Gordon Ramsay presenting.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Like, you need someone with a bit of, like... There's different types of energy you can bring into TV, and Gordon Ramsay has that excitable energy. Matt LeBlanc in Friends, as Joey, has that excitable energy, but the actual Matt LeBlanc doesn't, which is why in all the roles where he's amazing, which is episodes, if you've never seen the TV show Episodes, he is incredible. He is incredible in Episodes. He plays himself, but like a slightly more egotistical fuckwit version of himself, and he's wonderful. And that dry, dark humour he's so much better at. But someone who's... You need that excitable energy, whereas Chris Evans has energy, but it's like that annoying kid at school energy. Where he's sort of like, look at me, I'm the best person. Like that annoying kid at school.
Like a little yappy dog.
Yeah, he just needs a couple of punches to the face to settle him down and settle him in. Like, I really want Top Gear to flop for the next few episodes so he sort of like calms down a bit. Like, he has to have a failure before he can get good, I think.
Well, no, this is the problem, though. He's so seeming... Like, as you said, one of the first lines was, on new and improved audience, and that sets the tone. That sets the fucking tone that, no, this isn't a different Top Gear, this is better, and he thinks it's better. And he is acting like it's better. But that's it. He's not acknowledging that clearly there is... Of course it's a big fucking deal. You're taking over one of the most successful fucking programs on the BBC.
The most successful program on the BBC. Possibly one of the most successful TV programs in the world as it's broadcast to 83 fucking countries within 48 hours.
Basically been defined by its hosts. those three fucking.
That it was entirely defined by itself because it started with local. It was a local sort of like car show. Was it? Do you know if the history of Top Gear? Let's go to the history of Top Gear. It started as a local sort of car show that was only on like after the news in one area in the UK. Then Noel Edmonds took it over as a sort of everywhere thing, but it was about sort of car reviews and stuff. And then Clarkson took it over for a while, and it then became a little bit like the Top Gear that we have now. But he left, and then when he left, somebody else took it over. It completely flopped. They sold the rights to Channel 5, where it became Fifth Gear. Then it came back with Clarkson, Hammond, and somebody else who I can't remember. For when was that? It was 2002 or something. And from there on, then he built it into the juggernaut. It was Clarkson, Hammond, and May Baby, because May came in like a series or two later. And so because Clarkson left it before and it flopped then. I mean, it flopped so hard they had to sell it to Channel 5. It is Clarkson's show. Because he has that energy for cars. In fact, all three of them have that excitable energy for cars.
Well, this is it, though. It's not. It's like YouTube. YouTube, you don't go for the game, really. You're going for the presenter. And this is what Top Gear is. People don't watch Top Gear for the cars. The cars are a stage. They're a tool. They're a comedy tool.
Yeah,
and this is the problem.
It's an adventure. It's basically the thing that we use to get the adventure done. Like, because that's why I was worried that it was going to become a show about actual cars. Like, I was like, well, if it does, then that's fine, because that's what it started out as, and that will actually be a change, because that change is necessary. And if it's a show actually about cars, then Matt LeBlanc and Chris Evans are perfect for it. Because they need to be quite dry and stale about it, and they need to just basically go, these are the cars, and here's some reviews of the cars. But they've kept... It's the wrong show for them. Because it feels like an odd middle ground. I think that's my issue with it, is that because it's gone from adventure show and it should have gone to a car show, but it feels trapped. It's got the presenters of just a car show with the build of an adventure show, and it doesn't really fit yet.
They're trying to attract the old audience, but it just turned them off.
Yeah, it's never going to have the old audience. But the next episode is going to not be watched by anyone.
What did you two think of the really forced first section in the desert, especially with the bit with Sabine? It's like, oh, you made the Air Force pilot throw up. What the fuck? That's
that whole
funny.
yeah. I mean, they've done that before with the laser gun car shooty thing. They've had a helicopter or a plane that was trying to shoot missiles at a car. We've had Clarkson driving around a nice tense bit where he was getting shot by people in buildings and was trying to dodge them all. That is a bit that just feels like it's been done to death. And then I didn't really get, like, Sabine is being outraced by Chris Evans on a flat airstrip. Again, it didn't define the rules very well. Like, as much as Top Gear, they were very good at going, these are the rules of the thing we're about to do. They weren't afraid to put Jeremy Clarkson standing in front of a car, claps his hands together and goes, now, we're going to do this thing here. So there's this thing over here and this thing over here. Right, let's get to it. You know, that is what they used to do. And now it's sort of like everything was off, basically. It felt like a poor imitation. Everything was just a bit off.
I think that entire section felt like they were doing the Top Gear comparison thing. And they were trying to do it and they went, oh, wait, no, this is Top Gear. We have to do something silly.
Yeah.
It didn't feel natural.
Yeah.
I'd liked more Sabine. I think she was good. I think she could work.
Sabine is very, very, very nice. She's very, very, very fun, and she should become basically the Stig. I was very excited when they were like, and Sabine, I was like, oh great, because we're not going to have the Stig anymore, and she's a perfect swap for the Stig. Like, Sabine taking all the cars around the track would be great, but I don't know. She feels the Stig role. That's kind of her thing. Oh, the new rallycross section for the car drivers. I'm like, that's not the point of this section. The star in a reasonably priced car's point was everybody drives a car that, whatever level of stardom they're at, they can actually drive. Like having a jump and a rally section and having to do a handbrake turn. I'm like, no. You literally had people go on Top Gear who had never driven before in their lives. And that was their first driving thing. Like, that was genuinely a thing that happened, and now it's got this like whole rallycross thing to it. It's like, well, no, you've seriously missed the point.
Well, some people in the chat making the point that just like Sabine is Stig 2.0, and I don't get it, because you know the way they did it. Oh, we've got the custody. Seriously, it'd be much better if Sabine filled the Stig role and you have that nice consistency. It's new.
Yeah.
Fucking, you know what? Just give the fucking Stig to fucking Clarkson, May and Hammond. They'd work better with it and refresh your fucking Top Gear brand.
Yep. I mean, just put Sabine in the Stig's clothing without the helmet and call her Stigine and get on with it. I mean, it's...
Stigine.
Done. You know, it's very... I mean, have that as the reveal of the first episode. Have the Stig drive around and then lifts the thing up and it's Sabine. It's like, has it been Sabine all along? You know, you want to have... Good. Yeah, you want to have that...
Anyway.
I just felt like it's the wrong cast for the wrong show, and the show works best with 3 people because it is an adventure show, and you need. It's why I think Doctor Who works best with 3 people when there's 2 companions, like the companion and the companion's friend. So when we've got Captain Jack traveling with everyone as well, it just dialogue bounces nicely, and it's a very dialogue-heavy show. It's the wrong people for the wrong show. They've royally fucked it in so many ways, and I don't think it's recoverable unless they either commit to being a car show and keep Chris and Matt on, or scrap Chris and Matt and then put some fucking manic presenters in there. Put Dick and Dom plus, I don't know, someone else. That'll be fantastic if you try and do that adventure thing.
Dick and Dom. Dick and Dom and the fucking Chuckle Brothers just presenting
Dick and Dom and the Chuckle Brothers. Yeah, perfect. Having a, reeling their cars back and forth. To me, to you, to me, for you. And then just like a thing of they're trying to chase, like that bit where they're trying to shoot each other with the cars. It's like, and we didn't know where they are. And just over the other side of the airfield, we hear, bogeys! It's over there! It's like, why'd you keep playing? And then they can have fights and stuff.
That's one interesting last point. Remember you said about the Sabine and Chris Evans. There was no the consistency in sort of Top Gear, but they all had their individual traits. It was May was Captain Slow, Hammond was the small one, and Clarkson was the fast, overly confident one.
Yeah,
and that reflected in their driving styles generally as well.
Yeah,
and it wasn't established what their driving styles were or anything.
Oh, absolutely.
Matt was the American. Matt was the American one,
I was about to say,
which means
Matt
he doesn't understand what British things are.
Yeah. And Matt was the American, and Chris Evans was the UK guy, and they both, every episode is UK versus USA, I'm going to be so annoyed, but they both like to drive fast cars. And that was it. I'm finding this very annoying, because, this was a really, as much as this was going to be a difficult transition, this was something that could have been so much better, so much easier.
I mean, it wouldn't have been as good as the original, but obviously it could have worked.
You know what? Yeah. I've been thinking of ways to make it as good as the original. You just need to bring in a trilogy of people, like a famous comedy trio, or 3 people that very obviously will work very well together. That's literally, if you were trying to replicate
Introducing Top Gear Podcats edition.
Well, you never know. But I mean, if you just try to, I don't know. I mean, if it was here's George Galloway, Tina Turner, and someone else, you're like, what's
Michael McIntyre.
McIntyre.
Get Michael McIntyre doing it.
I would have liked that, actually. But yeah, you needed... I think it I don't know, it felt like it fit really well. And now it's you need to have built the show around the... It just feels like not enough thought's gone into it. And considering it's the BBC's biggest earner after or possibly even before the fucking TV tax, whatever the fuck that's called, then, it felt like they should have actually thought it through a little more.
I really, really can't wait until, 5 episodes down the line when the ratings are just fucking awful.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris Evans won't be giving up. He'll just be tweeting, Top Gear still massive hit. We were able to fill at least 2/3 of the studio. Fact. My mum says I'm still good at it. Fact.
Oh, God.
I'm having a meltdown.
Billy Piper promised me she was going to watch it on iPlayer later. Fact.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Jesus.
I will say, I liked the fact that they got the Scottish bloke from Gladiators to start the third bit of the race. That was good. I liked the fact he was there.
That was nice.
And had
if
a
they
cannon.
Tied that in any way possible. But he was just there, and the only way it was introduced was with a single line before it, and then it happened. If the cars are about to do some sort of run in sort of a original Robot Wars series trying to go through some gates and some traps and silly things, that would have been fucking incredible. But the fact he was just there, Mr. John Anderson,
no,
Well, it was because it was old-fashioned British stuff. Because in the second bit there was like the mayor and the town crier, and the third bit there was John Anderson and the cannons. The whole point, it was the running joke of Joey doesn't understand what's happening because he's the American one.
Yeah, but
which I thought kind of
like
worked
that
a bit.
has got so much. That joke had so much potential. I mean, because then you've got stuff like Drag Race with drag queens, and they're going, "Are you attempting to be controversial?" Oh, bless your heart. It's like when your mum tries to swear and she goes, "Oh, bugger," and you're like, "What? What the cunt flap was that?" I mean, you've tried. Well done, but try and
Yeah, there was the fake sanitized controversy. Like they made an offhand remark about Scottish people.
Yeah.
and Matt said something about your mother's G-string.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was very, very sanitized
To try and get
controversy.
viewers back by the end of this, it's just going to be Chris Evans going really fast in a car down the M1 with his like middle fingers out both windows, just shouting racial slurs at the top of his voice. That would be that. I would watch it.
Yeah, driving the wrong way up the M1.
No,
if I die, I'm putting it on BBC Two anyway.
And he gets the bloke from the Indian restaurant back and punches him in the face and going, "You like me now?"
Runs them over. Can a ton of downfall survive this?
Bring out the catering. I'll punch every one of them.
Hello, this is The Break, but I'm here to tell you that we have new posters at dftba.com/collection/nerd3. If you want my face on your wall, then you gotta buy one of these posters. Or a marker pen, depending on the quality of the face you want on the wall. Unless you're an artist. In which case, yeah, just go nuts. It's a new day! Yes, it is! Yeah!
It's a wrestling thing.
We had to explain this to John during the break.
I'm gonna
John was like,
suplex.
"What's-
I'm gonna
what's the
suplex
new
your
thing?"
Undertaker.
Oh god, that is actually a really painful wrestling reference because you don't know how those two things are entwined. And for an Undertaker fan
Okay,
like
the
myself,
suplex is a thing you do, and the Undertaker is a noun. That's a person you do it to.
yeah, but the Undertaker's 21-year streak was beaten by a wrestler called Brock Lesnar, who is famous for his suplexes. I'm literally wearing his shirt that says
He
Suplex
did like
City
50
right
billion
now.
suplexes. It was
So basically, accidentally, I've made a perfect wrestling.
You've made a
reference.
perfect wrestling reference.
Oh,
The problem with wrestling is there's so much of it
Yeah.
that you can just make any reference and it'll be accurate.
and his name is Brock Lesnar. Do 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 do.
The episode 127 of the most recent series of Raw, Brock Lesnar came out dressed as John Cena. I made that one up.
Again, I've just done it again. I have magic wrestling
I
powers.
made that one up, John, to make you feel better.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Although Dana Brooke did come out dressed as Ric Flair, so it's not that far off. I mean, I guess. Anyway.
Is that the I'm never going to give you up guy?
Welcome, oh God. Welcome back to the We Hate Top Gear Memorial Podcast. We've got news that I'm currently writing on the Patreon page. Matt, give the news while I write things.
The news is that this will not be in the actual font, because on Friday, this Friday, on the 3rd of Friday, there will be a Patreon Q&A. If you are a Patreon person, you can ask questions.
The
for
post
Rebecca
is going
and
live
Dan
now.
on Patreon. If you look on Patreon, you can ask questions. If you're not on Patreon, you can still watch the stream, but we won't answer your question.
Yeah.
Wanker. Give us money. That will be on Friday at... What time are we doing
8 p.m.
8 p.m. It'll be at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gone live. Got it.
We're sellouts. Yay.
I'm not really selling out. We're more. It's selling out is going, oh yeah, tampons are great. And taking money.
Tampons aren't great.
They're not that great.
Tampons probably
that
help you
would,
with your
that would be
bleeding.
Get a
saying
lot-
particularly Tampax tampons are great. Just Tampax
no, all of them.
tampons.
All of them are great. I've really sold out.
Well, then you're not selling out unless you're selling out to literally all the Tampax providers simultaneously.
I am. I'm a tampon whore.
I love Oreos.
Oh my god, Oreos are fucking disgusting. Apart from, right, mint Oreos, that I literally could snort them. If I could crush them up and snort them, I would.
Ooh, the Crave Challenge.
Oh god, that was great. So good. That cereal tastes like shit, though.
Yeah, it's very cardboardy.
Claire likes Crave. I don't understand it personally. It's
It'd be
very...
good- It would be good if the actual, like, cereal bit wasn't the driest, awful thing.
Yeah. Okay, right, that post is definitely up now.
Yeah.
This is not a day
It's
where...
a new day. Yes, it is.
So how's this special secret thing that I'm doing in the background? Oh, that's going to take a fucking day, isn't it? Well, I abandon that plan for there to be big changes and things today.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, Christ. bollocking bullshit fucking piece of new technology.
Nothing ever goes to plan here at
Sadly,
Nerd³
the
Incorporated.
GIMP is not ready yet, so Nerd³
God.
channel relaunch postponed till tomorrow when the GIMP will be ready.
Oh my god.
It's not really.
Oh my god. Hey, let's talk gaming news. So, Superhot VR, a game where time only moves where you do, is only coming to the Oculus Rift, a headset that means you can't move.
Because money?
Because money,
Okay,
by the sound of it.
Because money,
Now,
okay.
I saw some interesting Reddit comments from the devs in the Reddit thread about this.
Uh-huh.
They said, giving it to Oculus, blah, 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 blah. And they said, no, it's, we can't develop for both at once. It's very expensive. And, we're just focusing on Oculus for the time being. But the post specifically says Oculus are working with them to make it, which implies they are.
See, that's the thing, right? Making a game exclusive for the Oculus Rift is dumb, because the Oculus Rift does literally nothing different to the Vive. The Vive just has more shit. But Oculus is owned by Facebook, so they're buying lots of exclusives and lots of exclusive games and things. So, like, if a game is exclusive to Vive and it uses the room scale stuff, then that's the reason it's exclusive to Vive, because you physically can't play that
Hardware
game
limitation,
on the Rift. Whereas, I mean, the Rift only comes with a fucking Xbox One controller, and I played exactly 0 Rift games in my free time with the any kind of controller. So it's just like, I mean, because like the Rift you can't walk around your room, but the Vive you can, and this is a game where imagine that, like a game where if you move your hands and it detects your hands moving, then time's going to speed up, so you have to stand stock still and just slowly lean back the dodge.
No, with the Rift you can walk around your room, but it's like, I think with the minimum for the Vive is like 1.5 by 2, and I think the max for the Oculus is like, I think 1.5 by like 1.
Yeah, it's basically a little square. It's a
standing area.
They haven't even got the controllers yet.
No, and it bothers me a lot because there's an open. I mean, first of all, super hot in Unity.
Yeah.
Which is actually quite easy to add. I mean, at least basic VR support. I mean, actually just putting the camera.
Just going to point something out as somebody who has been experimenting with Unity and VR. Steam have actually got for free the dev tools for adding Vive support to your games. They are completely open.
Open VR. And
nice.
No, actually, it's actually proper official Steam stuff in there now.
And you see, I understand, obviously, the actual. I mean, it's not just as simple as sticking the camera in. You have to change the mechanics and change the animations to work with VR. And that's the development point. It's not as simple as a lot of people have read it saying, "Oh, you just stick the camera in." It's no. But I mean, you can make it for Vive and still have it work on the Oculus. It's probably not. If you make it for the Vive, it's not much extra work to make it work for the Oculus as well. There's no point in making it exclusive to one closed platform, because the problem is it's just gonna. Oculus are pissing me off because they're just doing this exclusive shit. And I remember I saw an interview with Palmer Luckey from a couple of years ago when talking about the Oculus, and it was like, oh no, controllers are bad. Controllers playing games in VR with a controller is terrible. It's shit, and we're not going to do it. And it's not with an Xbox controller. It's a lot of going back.
Yeah, but that's because Facebook bought them out, and Facebook are money whores.
I complained about this the other week, but I just lost all my respect for Oculus.
I lost all my interest for it, really. Because I was going to pick up both. I was going to get an Oculus for because it is a nicer screen. It's a nicer screen, but every single review I've said has gone, the Oculus is a better device. It's comfier, the screen is nicer, and when I put it down to put on the Vive, I kind of feel a little bit guilty, because the Vive is the one that I will be playing with, because that's got the room style stuff, which is interesting. It's
fun, and that's the point of VR. It's meant to be fun. It's not.
I don't know. I've played some VR games that are clearly not fun, and they're designed to completely piss me off.
Clearly,
there is now a video coming later next week, I think, which is the first VR game I didn't like.
There's a lot of them now. You're getting a lot of cheap VR games.
You know what? I think all of them do something. Like even something like Space Pirate Trainer, which is literally just a shooter, basically just ducks appear and you shoot at the damn things. But even that is so much fun. Whereas the game that I don't like is actually one of the ones that comes free with Vive, and is a lot of people say it's really good, and I'm going, this is awful. Why do people like this?
Is it? I mean, that's very obvious what that game is now. Yeah, because there's 3 games that come with the Vive, and you've already played 2 of them.
Is it though?
Yeah.
You actually get a few more games with the Vive than you think. Did you know if you pull out the little circles that attach the straps on the side of the Vive, if you pull them out and then twist them, you can actually make the Vive go forward and backwards?
What?
There's on the Vive, it's got like sort of the straps connecting to those slightly lighter grey circles.
Yeah.
You can actually, if you pull those out slightly, they'll pop like a watch, like an old analog watch where you pull it out to twist it. And if you twist them, you can actually change the focus point in front of your face of the Vive. And move the screens further away and close your face.
Is it Contraption Maker?
It is fantastic contraption. I hate that game so much. I think it's awful.
Of course, I mean that's what it was going to be. Cause
Yeah,
there's
I know.
only 3.
I
But
know.
no, I like and dislike that game a lot.
I don't like that game even slightly.
No, because I think it's very clever UI. Because I mean, I think it's
Oh
a
my
really
god,
interesting way to
I
do.
rip the fucking UI to shreds constantly through the whole thing. Like, it's like, you want to access the menu, put on the magic helmet. I'm like, I have a menu button you're not doing anything with here.
No, but this is the thing though. Like, it's a very interesting way to do UI in VR without like pulling you out of it.
Oh
by
my god,
having
no,
the
it's
menu come up.
so bad because it's so, like, you put the helmet on, but because you put the helmet on, you're no longer standing in the middle of the room because I always leave my helmet in the corner of the room, and then because my hands are there, I've immediately fucked 2 tables up and I've got to flip things back.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm like,
no,
oh my god, this is pain. So I have to try and remember to put it in one specific corner. It's
Yeah,
like, that
it
game
sounds
pisses me off because the most important mechanic in the game isn't taught to you. Because what pieces can you put down in that game?
You can put down the 2 rods, the wheels, there's a pin to pop things, and there's one other thing I can't remember.
There's 2 other things.
2 other things.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
There's the ball in front of the cat, like around its neck.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, yeah, the black hole thing, yeah.
Not the black hole thing. There's a ball in front of the cat. It's around its neck. There is a ball. I don't know what it does. It just makes like a line, and when you throw it, it bounces. I don't know what that does. You can attach it to your things, but I don't know what that does. But the thing underneath the cat, which I did not find till further on in the game, makes connections rigid. And so much of that game is so fucking easy once you've done that. As soon as you know that you can make your connect... Because before connections are floppy, you're like, oh my god, I have to support this in like 50,000 different ways. As soon as you realise you can just go, oh, I literally can put a stick out, but put this goop on it, everything's fine. Also, it makes the wheels go slower, so you can have much more control over things. And it's never taught to you that it's there. It's literally, you have to get the cat thing, because there's this big, huge, fucking great cat that's floating around that's taking up half your fucking world, that, like, has all the bits on it, and you have to flip it upside down, look at its ass, and then pull its ass out.
Okay, I've got to be honest here, right? When I played it, I only played it for a bit, and it was in my old place, and I didn't have the space to actually play it properly, because I didn't have enough for room scale, so I basically just drew it over my desk, so I kept hitting things, so it was just enough for me to have a little play around it. So... But all that amused me in that game is I loved just stroking the cat. I just stroking its little chin and it purring.
Wow.
That's all it was a cat stroking simulator.
Yeah.
I mean, John doesn't really care because he's got a cat and a filthy cat.
I hate
virtual reality.
Thanks, John.
John, are you going to buy a Vive yet, for fuck's sake?
They're very expensive.
They're also amazing.
They're also amazing. I have also played a game that I absolutely love, which is Final Approach.
Oh, that's the kind of flight controller one, isn't it?
It's exactly Flight Controller, but it is so good. It's one of those games where you're like, this looks stupid, and then you're playing it for like 10 hours straight. You're like, I can't feel my eyes anymore.
Have you seen... Because I downloaded loads. I went through all the VR games.
Pool VR! The Pool Dream Nation, whatever the fuck that game is, VR came out literally as we started this podcast.
What game?
The Pool Nation VR, whatever the fuck it's called.
Ooh.
I'm excited.
Another thing, though, there's a game called Disney, like VR. It's just made by Disney.
Awful.
Is it? I haven't tried it.
Oh my god, it's like a whole bunch of 3D videos where if you tilt your head, it just rotates the thing. So it's really quite bad.
Oh. John, by VR. You know, John, if you're concerned by, like, you know, being able to make videos out of it, the Nerd³ VR videos are some of the most successful in recent years.
People seem to dig it. I've actually, a lot of people have come in just for the VR stuff.
Yeah, John, buy a VR headset.
We
can all play fucking... We can all play Hover Jump together.
It's because I do VR better than everybody else, because I don't have 16 fucking cameras around the side of the screen going, look at all the silliness I'm doing. I keep people immersed in it because I'm immersed in it. Why the fuck would you have a body cam on VR which sells on immersion?
No, I get put up. I've seen some people play VR with a camera.
Yeah.
And they have room scale, but they purposely don't walk around.
Because they want to keep themselves on the camera.
So they just teleport around, and it's... What? Stop that. No. Stop it.
Every time I see a thumbnail and someone's making an overly wacky face for a game that I know has no wackiness contained within, I end up going and doing something else. I'm like, I'm going to do some YouTube! Oh, look at that guy screaming while wearing his Oculus Rift headset while watching the Star Wars things, which are basically just 3D videos. You know what? I'm going to go and do a screenplay right now.
Problem is, I watch these things, I kind of try and keep up on everything. And every time, every time.
It could be worse. It could be the main Machinima channel.
That thing. A lot of my videos still exist on that channel.
Ooh.
I was with Machinima back when you could actually get some fucking views on your stuff.
Poor MC.
Go and watch the main Machinima channel and just check out the videos. If they get more than like 50% likes to dislike ratio, it's a good day for them.
It's a good day for them.
That's a good day for a Machinima main channel video these days. If they can get more than half of the likes to dislikes to be likes.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
I like Machinima though because they
don't bother you.
They don't bother me. This is why most people are like, why are you still Machinima? Because they just stay the fuck away. They do their job silently in the background. They're my roadie. That's all I need. I don't need these sponsorship deals and stuff because that sounds like horribleness. Yeah. Hello. Sorry, I'm talking to people. I have other friends, Matt.
Oh.
It's a dog.
It's the dog. It's the dog. I did hear like a little bell before, which I assume was either Reagan
that was me just
or
calling for the
Tabby.
butler.
Tabby doesn't have a bell. Claire's very anti-bells.
She's anti-bells.
Well, she's anti-collars on cats in general because apparently like cats shouldn't really have collars because if they do, they occasionally get them like stuck in things and they can actually end up throttling themselves.
Yeah,
so
but that's actually got good points because then you got a dead cat and I hate cats.
Oh, fuck you. Cats are great.
There's a bit in the American Office where Dwight kills a cat, and it made me really root for Dwight. I'm really recently watching like this is a thing that I'm doing right now. Is I'm actually watching through the American Office for literally the first time, and I'm getting
really good,
so many internet references. And they're going,
Look, isn't it really good
things.
though?
Isn't
it really good?
Very entertaining.
Oh,
I love it so much.
Like it's still really good even when like Steve Carell goes off.
Steve Carell goes off. Oh, you dick.
Spoilers.
Oh, yeah. Spoiled the office.
The last two seasons, it's someone else in charge. I think Will Ferrell takes over the last two seasons.
Fucking Tim and Pat, or Matt and Dawn, or whatever their fucking names are, get together.
Jim and Pam.
Jim and Pam. What was it? It was Tim and Dawn in the US
I cried at the episode they got married.
They get married? Oh, you
and got engaged.
Bastard.
I know.
I have just no. They're so. It's the problem, right? The problem with American TV is that everything's going to be happy endings, so I have no like. Oh, they're going to get together because they will. Like
there are some sad endings.
What Toby's got like a sad constant. Fucking love Toby. I will talk about this more when I actually finish watching it because you're genuinely going to put spoilers out.
Can I make my favourite point about The Office though? You know, every Office cast member, every main Office cast member is verified on Twitter except for the guy who does HR. Can't remember his name. Toby.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the only one not verified purposely. All the others are verified except him. And I think they've just done it on purpose.
That was another show that copied an existing thing. Sorry, back to the Top Gear thing. That copied the existing thing, but very quickly realised it didn't work. So by the end of the first series, it sort of becomes its own thing, and then by the second series, it's very much its own thing. Because the British Top Gear is about how life never gets any better.
We're not talking about Top Gear.
Sorry, Office.
Stop it. We're done.
The British Top Gear is how about life never gets any better?
Oh my god, it's
I
true.
missed the subtext to this show. I thought it was just a silly motoring show.
I love it's a love triangle between them. No, that's the point of The Office. It's like life never gets any better. So because it's British,
I always turn off when the credits come up. After the credits, does it just kind of cut to Jeremy and Hamilton and May just kind of sitting crying?
You think
sobbing.
His name is Hamilton? Oh my god, Hamilton. Yes, it's Clarkson, Hamilton, and Maysomer.
And Matron, absolutely.
And Matron.
Sean, why are you so shit at saying words today?
I'm very tired and I've been playing a lot of Hitman.
Oh, you're the worst.
Oh my god. Right, should we get through some...
From now on, it's all like Clarkson, Hamilton, and Matron. It's just a boarding school drama.
Or that's them in an old pensions home when one of them's dead. They should replace them with Matron. Oh, Jesus. God and Bennett. Right, anyway. Payday 3 was confirmed. Who gives a fuck about that?
They've taken the microtransactions out of Payday 2.
Yeah, because everyone's bought them all.
Yeah.
Like, that's... Yeah. I hate when people are like, we've taken them out. How long have they been in there for? Well, about a year. Well, then, that's done.
No, right. It's at the... Apparently, the guy who announced it on the video as well is the same guy who basically said in the Reddit comment, fuck it, it makes us money, we don't care.
Yeah, he's nice. He's so nice.
The problem with it is like Payday 2. I used to play a fair amount of it. I kind of like my tacticy kind of firsty person-y gamey games.
Yep.
With like a small crew. So that's why I'm playing Rainbow Six Siege now. But Payday 2 I used to play a fair amount, and then they just overcomplicated it.
Yeah.
'Cause originally it was like 4 or 5 people you could choose. Now there's like 20 fucking people you can choose to play as, and there's a billion guns. There's like 50 million maps, and we got car driving now. I don't care. Yeah. You know what? There's a certain point when it's like, no, you should have just put this in a new game. Like,
the thing that I really want from Payday 3 is, could the AI actually pick fucking bags up, please?
Oh, I mean, the AI is shit. I mean, it is obviously clearly designed to be with multiplayer, but there's no point in having the AI if it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it really, really, really pisses me off that I can't play that game because I hate playing games with people.
Oh,
I do. Like, just random people and stuff. Although, I am currently really debating if I want to get back to GTA Online or not. Because
they've promised a big new expansion.
There is a big new expansion, but they've basically gone, we're never making single player stuff ever again. It's never happening.
Have they?
Well, yeah, it's sort of, they basically, I can't remember what happened, but they kind of went, we're not doing it. It's just not going to happen. Like, it might happen.
They've simultaneously stated that one day GTA Online is going to be phased out in favour of something else, presumably whatever the next GTA Online they want to run is.
Yeah.
And also they've said the next big thing they're doing is a big expansion for GTA Online. So you put those two things together, it feels like there's going to be a big expansion, some more little stuff, and then they'll phase it out for something new.
I have the horrible feeling that the next GTA game will be called GTA Online 2 and won't even bother with the single player, because they make so much fucking money with this thing. But I mean, it's fun. Every time I play GTA 5, I'm like, this is really fun. I am having a good time. And I just get bogged down in it and bored with it. I'm like, it's killing my fun. And they introduce all this new stuff. They're like, you can have a yacht. How much do you need for that? Oh, 64 real world pounds.
Well, this is the thing, right? On the PC, I've had a lot more fun with online because I got like 50 million hacker money. So I only have.
Why has no one ever given me any hacker money? I want hacker money.
Because you're on PS4 like a fucking scrub.
You should set up an in-game Patreon if you can.
Oh, God, no, legitimately.
They should actually just be like a Matreon account that you can set up where your mates give you money, where if you help people in the overworld, they subscribe to your Matreon and provide you with money.
Rockstar hate players giving other players money. Like, they used to have mechanics for it where you could literally just give other people money, or share money from the last job, or, give them a car, you could modify a car. They got rid of all of them, you can't do any of them now. Yeah. There's no way. Like, the only way to give people money is set a bounty on someone, and then them I think that's how I transferred a load of money to you once. And I mean, but I occasionally go into GTA Online. Like, I did a test stream with it yesterday, and it's a game that I when I'm just messing around, I don't really play with mods, so I prefer to just go into solo online because I like playing as my character with my cars. And but I enjoy playing it just because it's GTA and the mechanics are good enough that I can drive around aimlessly and still have fun because the driving mechanics are fun. But I mean, there's nothing else to it really anymore to me.
Well, they're adding. You can be the next update lets you be the CEO of your own organization.
It sounds great, but they're gonna fuck it up, aren't they?
Oh, it's turning into EVE Online for some reason.
Yeah,
CEO, and you can have warehouses, and you can have cocaine, and you can be like a drug
What's
lord.
the point?
More money for the monies.
Like, it sounds like it could be a good long-term, like, actual gameplay mechanic, but they're just gonna make it really horrible and grindy, and it's probably not gonna be very interesting.
Yeah.
And instanced and shit.
Yeah.
Ugh. You know what I found out? You know what hackers can do in GTA Online PC now?
What?
Literally everything, because they are gods.
No, they can legitimately just kick any player they want to.
Good.
Ban them from that session.
Good.
Yep. Remove all your weapons, destroy all your cars in your garage, kick you from the session.
Nice.
They can do anything, and Rockstar don't give a shit. They won't stop them.
Yeah,
they only stop them if they hack money.
If I remember rightly,
the admins tried to, but the hackers just kicked them out of the session and blew up all their cars, and it made the admins really sad because they had some really nice cars in their garage. They were just like, guys, don't go after this guy. He destroys your cars.
Every single time people were like, you should move on to PC for the online. I was there going, nope. They're like, I'm gonna miss out on brilliance, and I'm still on PS4 with my character. I'm still having a good time.
Like, I think you should eventually
a good 30 frames per second time.
Yeah.
But I think at some point you should just transfer it to PC just anyway, just to have it on PC.
My PC game is modded to shit.
I know you do. I know.
I find mods more fun than other people.
Well, no, that's it. But I mean, if you were playing it properly, it'd be probably just.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were playing it properly, like if we were playing it properly, it would be better to have it on PC.
Yeah. Also,
On
I
PS4.
kind of want to get back into The Witcher so I can play Blood and Thingy. I never played The Witcher on PC. I always played it on just console.
Well, that was because when you played it when your PC was broken, didn't you?
I did. I got to finish Dark Souls. I got to the point of Dark Souls where I just shit my pants every time. There's these things in the river. I'm not far into the game at all, really. I'm like 70 hours in, but I'm not that far. They're like spiders, but they're worse.
Oh.
And they're horrible, horrible things that live in the river, and I can't get past them. I freak out too much. So I'm maybe not going to finish that. I'd love to finish Dark Souls 3. I'm doing so well. I mean, I'm massively over-leveled to balls because I keep dying and going back and dying and going back and dying and leveling up and going back. Yeah. I finished Doom. I'm going to finish Doom. That's my next game to finish.
Doom is
It's not that long.
Shit,
It's not that long.
Have you finished Doom as well, John?
I can say it's not that long. Like, I literally, like, these tiny, tiny little games. Like, I mean, Doom's like 13 hours. That's like several
Yeah, about
weeks of
13 hours.
playing
That's
for
about
me.
fair.
Yeah, I mean, did you see that in their soundtrack they have like the Satan symbols and 666 and stuff in the waveform?
I heard about this. Yeah,
Fucking brilliant.
it's quite fun.
So much love. You can tell it's a game that's loved and cared for and just
Doom. I mean, Bethesda have been doing some, I think, good stuff recently.
dooming something.
I'm looking forward to Dishonored 2. Dishonored 2, I'm really hoping they nail properly.
They did really well with Doom. They did really well with the Fallout 4 DLC.
It feels like
I
they're
haven't touched
understanding
it
what their
either.
audiences want.
Really good.
They figure out what a game's supposed to be and they tailor it for exactly that.
Yeah.
Far Harbor is laser pinpointed on appealing to
You.
They don't-
the hardcore Fallout fan base, and Doom is hardcore focused on appealing to the exact
They're not
thing you want out of a
pandering,
Doom
really,
game.
but it's the good
is
kind of pandering.
It is a Doom game perfectly,
Yeah.
and that makes me really excited for the fact they're gonna Dishonored, which was maybe a little bit too for me all over the place. I feel like they're gonna really laser in on what makes
Dishonored isn't
good.
Bethesda. Someone make the point out. They just publish it.
Oh, does that mean it doesn't count?
I don't know, actually. I'm going to check.
You can definitely tell that they didn't make it because the engine's competent. That's how you can tell.
Hey, Fallout 4 is really stable.
It
How
is,
many
but it's
crashes?
still
How many crashes have you had in Fallout 4?
Shit ton.
3 in 200 hours.
A lot.
I've had 3 in 300 hours.
I've had a lot. But then again,
Really?
How?
What did you do?
Well, I was playing when I was playing the review copy to start with. That was awful.
You want? Well, yeah, but
That's what I spent
since
most of my time playing that game.
But since it was patched, well, I didn't crash on the PS4 once.
Mine died on the PC a lot.
You're just unlucky.
I remember sending
can't
you
you?
pictures, like when I was playing the press version, like, Matt, what's this?
Yeah.
I'm outside the house at the start, Matt. I shouldn't be here. It's all gone wrong, Matt.
I just think you remember you being like, I can't change the field of view.
No,
And
it wasn't I couldn't
just-
change field of view. It's I couldn't change out of like third person. I was like, no, out into third
Oh, I remember
person.
that as well.
I got
But then you
locked
complained that
into
you
third
couldn't.
person.
Well, no, then you complained that you couldn't change the field of view.
Yeah.
And then I told you, just modify the fucking file. You went, no, it's not in here. And there was. You just hadn't bothered like looking for it.
That sounds like effort.
Yeah. Also, no. Doom was made by id Software. Fallout 4 was Bethesda Game Studios, and Dishonored 2 is Arcane Studios. So they are completely different actual developers.
Interesting.
Stop crushing my dreams. Dishonored 2 is going to be great.
Speaking of crushing dreams, the Warcraft movies apparently really, really, really shit.
Oh, it gets worse though. They've confirmed that if it does well at cinemas, they're going to release a 40-minute longer extended cut when it comes to the DVD, which, given the reviews, sounds more like a threat than a promise.
It currently
weird,
has
though,
a
'cause-
score of 24 out of 100 on Rotten Tomatoes.
See, the thing is, you know, with Batman v Superman, I think Batman v Superman would benefit from an extra 40 minutes, possibly, because they actually might not have everything might not feel completely fucking rushed. But I
36 on Metacritic there.
I think from people I've spoken to, they said the first half's like a lot of pandering to Warcraft fans.
Lots of lore I've heard. There's a lot of that stuff going on.
Yeah, it's heavily pandering. It's far too long and boring and it's weird because for like a whole hour of the film, a dude just goes into a field and kills giant rats and then goes back and sells the stuff that he got. It's weird. It's a weird. That may not happen, but it might. Fuck it. We'll see.
That would actually be amazing if, like, just for the main final battle, they say, okay, we need to get ready. They go into a training montage. The training montage is just them going into a forest and killing warthogs for 2 hours.
The Yogs did a brand deal with Warcraft.
Of course they did, yeah.
They actually did a good sketch. Like a lot of the joke, you did one of the joke because they were sort of with the director and they were to pretend to act in it. And he goes, "Oh, has anyone got an orc alt?" And he goes out and he goes, "I'm just gonna log it." Hang on. He sits down and he waits a second. He sort of stands up and he's logged back in as his little alt and sort of this joke, and that was funny. I thought, but I imagine that entire fucking sketch was just incredibly much better than the actual movie, which is sad.
Yeah. I kind of see it's It's directed by Duncan Jones, who has made 2 amazing films. Stunning films. He's David Bowie's son, isn't he?
Name the films.
Moon and Source Code.
Okay. Oh, Moon, yes. Source Code, I felt was a bit messy.
I think it was a bit messy, but what I'm saying is he's very good at making very small, interesting, small-scale sci-fi. That's his thing.
Yeah.
He is small-scale sci-fi. Moon was one guy on a moon base.
Haven't seen Moon.
Oh my god, see Moon. Go see Moon. It's so good.
Moon is very good.
It's so stunning. And Source Code is kind of like, it's kind of steps it up a little bit, but it's still basically set on a train. It's like just set on a train. So he's made those 2 films, and then he's challenged with Warcraft, like the biggest CGI film of all time ever.
No, it's kind of the way that, like, what is it, Jonathan Wu, who did Fast and Furious, just took over Star Trek, which it's just this weird...
I'm not even thinking about fucking Star Trek.
Well, it's just this weird, like, they assign this, like, director who's good at a certain genre.
I watched an episode of of Next Generation the other day, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was, it's basically Die Hard. It's Die Hard on the Enterprise. Picard is the only one left on the Enterprise. Some baddies are taking over, and there's a laser beam death field slowly tracking across the Enterprise. And he's trying to stop the field, stop these terrorists from taking a thing for Enterprise and move on. And it's so good. It's slow, and all the combat's a little shitty, but it's so much better than anything Star Trek has been for years. And they're going, why isn't it more like this?
Star Trek is good in the same way Marvel Phase 1 was good.
Yeah.
In that they were able to do basically a load of different genres in the same world.
Yeah.
And get different directors and get different things.
Is this the section that we always have in the podcast where we talk about how we're not really enjoying Marvel films anymore?
No, we're not talking about that.
I'm still really enjoying Marvel films.
Shut
up!
When did he become the Hammond of this group? I could have sworn he was the May.
You mean the Hamilton?
I'm Matron, darling.
Captain Hamilton.
Oh, Matron.
No, but like it makes it really good having all these like some of these shows like this. Just it's nice seeing things in different lights because in the next generation you had romance episodes and you had comedy episodes and you have these silly, not terribly good episodes, but you see it's like the way Batman is. One of the reasons I love Batman is because you get to see so many different ways Batman can be done.
Yep. Tim Burton is a fucking million worlds away from Christopher Nolan's Batman.
Yeah, and then you get the Joel Schumacher stuff, which, it was shit, but it was nice seeing
it was not take. Shit. It was hilarious.
Fucking fuck off, Clooney lover.
It's not Clooney. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze, and no one will ever be a better Mr. Freeze than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
There's a better Mr. Freeze in the Arkham Knight game. But this is the thing.
There's not, because he doesn't, like, literally every line of dialogue is just a cold or ice pun. That's it. And Arnold Schwarzenegger is clearly having the whale of a time in this utterly shit film. He's clearly loving it.
Well, no, I kind of like... I mean, because when I watched it, I always laugh at the... It's terrible for the character, the bit where Barbara Gordon turns up. Is it Barbara Gordon? No, it's not Barbara Gordon.
No, it's not Barbara Gordon.
It's not Barbara. She is still Barbara, though, isn't she?
She is still Barbara, but it's an unrelated Barbara.
It's an unrelated Barbara. So Barbara turns up wearing the suit that she just has because she broke into the Batcave. She turns up and he goes, ooh. And he goes, oh, she knows the secret identity. He goes, oh, we'll have to go.
No, it's because Alfred made it for her.
I know. But
God, you're bastardizing the genius work of Batman and Robin here.
Oh my God. But the bit where it's like, oh, she knows the secret identity. Oh, we'll have to kill her. Oh, we'll kill her later. Let's go. And that is terrible tone-wise for Batman, right? Awful, but I always laugh at that joke. And you know what? I'm fine with it because it's a different take. You get to see the fucking brilliantly silly fucking Adam West Batman, and
how he has a Batman-themed credit card.
Yeah, but then you've got the silly like Adam West Batman, the really comical kind of one, and then you have the Tim Burton really crazy sort of weird one, and you got the Joel Schumacher very colourful and very camp. Then you got the fucking Dark Knight, the serious one, and then you've got the fucking Batman v Superman one, which is like the Dark Knight Returns, which is really gritty, and then you've got the games, which is this other like this more comic booky but dark, and it's great. And seeing all these different retellings is one of the reasons you can like a character or a show so much, and that's what Star Trek did. And
the Batman's always had the problem that both Batman and Bruce Wayne are fundamentally pretty damn boring. Yeah. And it's pretty much always been carried by the villains.
Oh yeah, Batman does that. It's one of the ones where the character itself is dark.
Especially Bruce Wayne. No one's ever found anything interesting for Bruce Wayne to do.
Well, no, because Batman is the opposite of everything.
That was pretty interesting.
Throw a fucking, like, what? He puts
aside from happen to have enough money to fund Batman.
No, he copies fucking Marty McFly in Back to the Future 3 in the fucking, the third one. The first Joel Schumacher one. I can't remember, whatever.
Batman Forever?
Yeah, Batman Forever. He puts the tin down his thing and does a Marty McFly, doesn't he?
He what? He puts the tin down his thing?
And then he travels in time?
What the hell are you talking about?
That was not in the first Joel Schumacher one, was it? Is the Joker?
No, that's the Riddler and Two-Face in the first Joel Schumacher one.
It's the one that the Joker delivers Vicky Vale back. He's there. And
that's the very first one.
Yeah,
the
Joker shoots. Yeah, the Joker shoots him, and he's got the like hand dance thing. He does the Mark McFly Back to the Future 3 thing, and he's got the cartoon. And I love Batman.
Yeah, Batman of the Future or Batman Beyond, depending on what country you're in, is easily the best Batman thing ever to my mind.
Wrong.
Because
You're
Go
wrong.
Go on.
You're actually factually inaccurate because the best Batman thing ever is the Lego Batman from the Lego movie.
Lies, grumpy old Bruce Wayne and young enthusiastic Terry McGinnis.
Nothing
Beyond.
beats out First Try.
Even then, that was just Batman. Again, that got around the we don't know what to do with Bruce Wayne problem by just completely erasing Bruce Wayne out of existence.
See, that's what you should do with Bruce Wayne.
Actually did something good with Bruce Wayne by making him the grumpy mentor figure.
I think erasing Bruce Wayne. Well, I mean, we're going to get a lot of Bruce Wayne stuff with the Batman movie, Lego Batman movie that's coming out.
Oh, I forget, we've got fucking Gotham as well. I forget about Gotham.
Gotham is excellent. I love Gotham.
But this is it. You get so many. I think Bruce Wayne is boring, but
he's been better in the second series.
He is.
In the first series, he literally just spent the entire series sitting in a library reading a book, thinking, "I hope I find something interesting about my father soon." Yeah, I'll back something else.
And he's like, "Mr. Wayne, don't you want to go anywhere else?" Like, no, we've only built this one set, Alfred, and then he goes back to reading his books.
Yeah. Now in the second series, he actually does things, which is much improvement. Now he used to not do things. Now he does things. Yeah, it's a real step up for the character.
It's like, oh, we got another set made. We can go down to the basement now.
Where there's a broken computer that will be broken for 22 episodes straight.
But like, I think just. See, all of the superheroes, and it's the reason I like Batman so much, all of the superheroes, they're always the big colourful ones, and the villains are always the dark ones. They always have the dark colour schemes. The heroes are always bright, and, Spider-Man and Captain America and Iron Man, they're always big, bright, colourful. Batman's the dark one, and the villains are the colourful ones, and they're the ones that
Spider-Man's got really colourful villains.
Name a colourful
Shocker
villain.
And Scorpion and Vulture and Doctor Octopus are all very colourful.
They're not that colourful. They're kind of darker colours, like greens.
The Scorpion is lime green.
Greens are darker colours.
Electro, he's fucking yellow and blue.
Look, excluding Spider-Man. Because Spider-Man, a lot of people always bring up Spider-Man to me, you two especially. I don't like Spider-Man.
Well, you're wrong. Spider-Man has produced like the best superhero films, the best superhero games.
Hang on. The best superhero films.
I think Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 hold up beautifully today.
I would definitely agree.
So, hang on. You think Spider-Man 1 and 2 are better than the Dark Knight trilogy?
Yes.
Not only that, but I think the Dark Knight trilogy is not even the best Batman film.
You were objectively
The best Batman film is Return of the Joker in the Batman Beyond continuity,
You're
which
right.
is amazing.
Okay, first of all, you're both wrong. Have
you seen Return of the Joker?
No.
The flashback to the death of the Joker in Arkham is amazing. It is the best thing that has ever been in any Batman at all.
This is the point. No. You could not say Spider-Man 1 and 2 are better than fucking The Dark Knight.
Yes, I can. Because you know why I'm willing to say that? Because neither Spider-Man 1 nor Spider-Man 2 has an hour at the beginning where Spider-Man goes to Hong Kong to sort out financial chicanery and get around an extradition treaty, which takes up the first fucking 45 minutes of The Dark Knight Rises.
Or Batman, the 1989 Tim Burton Batman with fucking Jack Nicholson as the Joker, which I think is in some
also
ways
didn't have 45 minutes at the beginning of it working around extradition treaties.
I'd go even further. I'd say that Spider-Man 2 is actually the best ever superhero film of all time.
I'd probably agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it
first
nailed.
Of all, chat.
It nailed
Chat.
Spider-Man.
Do not agree.
It nailed the
Hipster
superhero
Jamie,
film.
you're wrong. Hipster Jamie's
It
agreeing
was
with you, and
funny,
he is objectively
it was
wrong.
dark. It had a bad
Let's
guy.
all sing the Nickelback song from Spider-Man 1 together.
You're both objectively
And
wrong.
they
You
say that a hero
can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait.
All together. I hold on
Let's
to
run
the
through
wings of a
hero, watching
They
you
all
fly
fly
away. And they're watching us.
Watching us.
They're watching us.
Watching us.
And we'll fly away.
You are both objectively wrong.
It is a great song. Nickelback
So
are
good.
terrible, but that is a great
That is
song.
But seriously, Spider-Man 2 has the best villain in any film, any superhero film, because Dr. Otto Octavius is done so well. You you just really care about him, and you don't want him to be the villain. Because they don't set him up as a proper villain. I mean, he's a proper villain, but they set him up as like someone you're like, oh my god, it's got Jeff from Community in it. What fucking else do you want from a superhero film?
Right, no. I'm not saying it's a bad film. I think Spider-Man 2 is pretty good. I'm just saying, compared to the fucking 1989 Batman film and The Dark Knight, they don't fucking come close.
I think it's even better.
I think it is. I think the Dark Knight trilogy now, you look at it now, there's a lot of fluff in there. There's some great moments, but those films are full of some stuff that doesn't need to be there too.
Yeah, but they're still excellent. I mean, even not The Dark Knight, 1989 Batman.
No, it's Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2,
Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson's joke is the best thing.
I don't give a shit.
No, Mark Hamill's Joker is the best thing.
See, this is why everyone really hates Spider-Man 3, is because it was just
He's
not
gone.
as good
That
as
means we can do
Spider-Man
more
2.
karaoke.
And they're watching us!
That's watching
They're
us.
watching us!
Watching.
As they all
fly
fly away! No, seriously, Spider-Man 2 is amazing. I really want to watch Spider-Man 2
Yeah, it's a very
now.
good film. It's a very good film.
it's the first-
I think it's very tight as well. It's very well focused.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much perfectly cast.
Yeah. It's, oh my god, J. Jonah Jameson
Yeah.
is
They will never do better than that.
it's
Doesn't matter.
so good. I mean, you get like the scenes like Peter telling Aunt May that Uncle Ben's death was his fault.
Yeah.
And then you just have those just one thing, and Octavius like he's
And even though I'm like, not American and thus like the patriotism of it doesn't really work for me necessarily, like even I think the train scene is good.
Yes.
Maybe a tiny bit overdone, but I think it still falls on the right side of hero moments.
It does, and they get Octavius to get on top of that as well, because he vanishes and you forget about him. They do that big train thing makes you forget about him, and then he comes back in a beautiful surprise moment. That film is incredible. There's no fat on it. It's not a wasted film at all.
Yeah, it's very, very tight and well focused. It's a great film.
Yeah, it's a little silly with the inhibitor chip, but we will forgive that. I've decided we will forgive that. Has Matt left forever? Oh well.
I think Matt's just gone.
Okay.
You're both objectively wrong.
Really?
Yay, Matt.
Really, Matt?
We'll do another sing song at the end. We'll be fine.
You might have to sneak back
I
into
like
my
there
office.
being karaoke in these things. We should just put more karaoke in there.
So hang on, right? What are the Dark Knight films called?
Begins, Rises,
no.
and...
Batman Begins, Dark Knight, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises.
Sorry. Yes.
You're wrong.
Okay, so Batman Begins, 85 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Great movie.
Dark Knight, 94 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Great movie.
Dark Knight Rises, 87 on Rotten Tomatoes.
And Batman,
That
1999.
is generous for Rises.
Spider-Man 2, 96 on Rotten Tomatoes. So,
1989, Batman.
1989 Batman.
It's got 72 on it.
So,
dear.
Matt, you are objectively wrong. Fact.
No. Okay,
Hashtag
hang on.
fact. Hashtag
Okay,
fact.
No. Okay, no. Heath Ledger got a fucking Oscar posthumously for his
Yeah,
performance.
because
in
he
the Oscar.
died. He would have gone if he survived.
That is
No,
true.
That is
Come
true.
on.
No.
That is very true.
That's
The
the
Oscars
first
notoriously
superhero film
do
that's
not
ever got
go
an
to
Oscar.
superhero
They
films.
never-
They
superhero film
never
that's
give
ever got an
Oscars to superhero films.
Yep. Never gonna happen. Basically, Spider-Man 2 is the pinnacle of perfect hero film.
Though I can understand why some people might prefer the very original Superman film.
Yeah, that has its
So
beautiful.
I searched Spider-Man 2 and the first thing that came up was the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Anyway, it's got 53 and I sort of didn't read the title and I went, oh, no.
Yeah, that's awful. Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like the new guy.
53 is generous for Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
It wasn't very good. Okay,
It was awful.
So, The Dark Knight has 94, and then Spider-Man 2 has 93, which means objectively Dark Knight is better.
I'm happy for them to be more or less even.
Hang on,
on
top
those
critic
ratings.
scores. Top
Objectively.
critic scores, darling. Top critic scores. I don't care about the
Objectively,
plebs. Top
and
critics.
the audience
Check
score
top
for
critics.
Dark Knight's a lot better than the Spider-Man ones as well. 94% like they're over 81% of Spider-Man 2.
Okay, so what you're saying is it's better because regular people think it's better.
No, also, critics, 1% higher than Spider-Man 2. You're wrong.
Top critics?
Objectively wrong.
Top critics, man?
You're objectively wrong, though.
Because the top critic scores...
You're objectively wrong, though.
But
Yep, top critics,
if
Matt.
you check the top critics...
But you're objectively wrong.
What if you check the top critics, you actually find
But
out
you're still
that
objectively wrong, though.
the top critics...
We
You're
really
still
need to take
objectively
out
wrong, though.
everything but the top critics. Because you know what,
Top
like,
critics is...
if we took people who aren't top critics, you know what people who aren't top critics all thought was good and voted for?
Still objectively wrong, though,
Hitler.
aren't
Yeah,
Are you defending Hitler,
Okay,
Matt?
I think Matt's defending
critics.
Hitler right now.
you? Top critics.
What do you like about Hitler, Matt? What's your favourite Hitler policy that
Top
makes you like him
critics.
so much?
Top critics of fucking Dark Knight. A star, A minus, A minus, A star, 5 out of 6, 9.5 out of 10, A star, 4 out of 4, 3.5 out of 4, A minus, A, 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5, 3. Okay, Spider-Man 2.
I really wish that like 3 of them had gone A in a row, because then I could have made some sort of Liverpool joke about you there. but
Spider-Man
never
2,
mind.
B plus, 3 out of 4, A, 4 out of 4, A star, B, 3 out of 4, A minus, B, 3 out of 4.
Spider-Man 2 is objectively better. What does Robert What's-His-Face say? Who's that famous film critic? That's all you should decide it's on. Roger Ebert. Roger Ebert, something like that. I can look up his
That is
review.
a person that
I
exists.
just have to
yes.
reposition my mic because
He's always known as the best film critic. I'm going to see what he says about these things. This is properly the showdown now, but I think Spider-Man 2 is better. There it is, Roger Ebert. Spider-Man
No, but
2.
you're still objectively. I mean, you can like it more. That's perfectly fine.
So,
but you're
the
still
first
objectively
line of
wrong.
his review. Now, this is what a superhero movie should be. Yes.
Yeah, of Spider-Man 2 before The Dark Knight came out.
Yes, it is. He actually says it's the best film since the original Superman.
Yeah, but still before The Dark Knight came out.
Okay.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Am I?
You're wrong.
Am I?
You're wrong, though.
Am I?
Yeah, you're wrong, though.
In other Chad Kroger news, apparently he split up from Avril Lavigne.
Oh.
Wait, what did I miss?
Hey, I don't know your girlfriend. Fuck, that was an Avril Lavigne song, wasn't it?
Okay, he
Well,
gave both.
that's good. That means
he
I
gave-
might still be able to marry Avril Lavigne.
He gave both
It's
4
back
out of
on.
4.
It's back on.
He gave both 4 out of 4 stars.
Right. Yes.
Who ranks out of 4 stars?
Him,
He does.
apparently.
Film people, I don't know. Films are like games, you just can't play them. So, yeah, he gave them both. So basically, they're equal, apart from if you check the other top
No.
critics. He did say... Does he actually say that it's the best modern superhero film since
He
Spider-Man
said
2?
this. He said this film redefined the possibilities of comic book movie.
Oh, who gives you about comic movies? We're talking about superhero movies.
The Dark Knight isn't a comic book anymore. The Dark Knight is a haunted film. At least beyond its origins, and becomes an aggressive
Hang on,
tragedy.
hang
Kids'
on.
characters become care
Hang
about
on,
that
he
because
says
voices-
it's not a comic. It's no longer a comic, but it's also a comic. He's getting confused. This seems like a terrible review. I believe it's Spider-Man 2 one, though. So basically, objectively, and as per voted here, 2 out of 3, Spider-Man 2 is the best film ever made. And because of the way democracy works, Matt now also believes that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you
You're
think
both
Avril
wrong.
Lavigne listens
I'm sorry,
to the podcast?
No, this is...
Hi, Avril, if you're watching, I really like that song you sang. Hang on, let me...
Call
Google
me. Call me.
Avril Lavigne songs. I really like...
Complicated.
oh, no,
Skater
but-
Boy.
It was Girlfriend. That was from Burnout Paradise. Complicated.
Yeah, but that was way later. That was
Weird
really
Al,
late
Weird
on when she was
Al.
kind of shit.
Weird Al did such a better version of Complicated with constipated.
Yeah, it's mainly Skater Boy. It's mainly about Skater Boy.
Yeah.
It's all about Skater Boy.
Skater Boy was the one from Elite Beat Agents, so yeah, I have tapped along to your songs many a time. Avril,
Stop
why are you
talking to
watching
Avril
this
Lavigne.
for? I mean, seriously, I know.
What? Now I know she's single. She's suddenly very interesting again.
John with the sexism.
John, what about us?
Yeah. You know,
Yeah, sorry, that
you
came
know
out
what
wrong.
I think the best thing about Avril Lavigne is that clearly her favourite superhero movie is Spider-Man 2, making it 3-4. 3-1, sorry. 3 out of 4.
Perfect. I'm glad she confirmed that in an interview you presumably just found.
Yeah, I've just found it here. It says Avril Lavigne says Spider-Man 2 is the best film of all time ever.
But that's
and
it.
Matt is
Settled,
wrong.
really.
Yeah.
How could
I'm
you
not wrong.
how could you disagree with anyone who wrote Skater Boy?
You can't.
No, you can't.
Physically
Yeah,
impossible.
I said see you later, boy.
He wasn't good enough for her.
Yeah, do you know why? Because he preferred The Dark Knight as Spider-Man 2.
Oh, you are both wrong. I prefer Batman 1989 to fucking Spider-Man 2.
She had a pretty face, but her head was up in space. She actually liked The Dark Knight Rises.
Okay, Dark Knight Rises, yes, fine. Hasn't a lot of problems. Okay, no, even fucking even Batman Begins, I think, is better than Spider-Man 2.
It's alright to be wrong, Matt. I mean, yeah, it's fine.
Okay, according to the Twitter poll I'm running, The Dark Knight has 67% of votes of being better than Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, but Matt,
General
I've seen the
consensus is
people that actually want to follow you on Twitter, and that's not the sort of people we want to do.
90% of them follow you also.
I think what you should do is you should put, is murder wrong, yes, no, and then realise that from that perspective, you probably, shouldn't listen to what they have to say.
Plus, didn't they actually confirm last week that they thought Steve Rogers was a gay Nazi?
Yes.
You
Yes.
made that poll.
No, I didn't. You made that poll.
And you asked me to make the poll, and you asked what was better, not that what they thought.
Yeah, and you made the poll.
John, you're wrong.
I'm just following orders. It's not a valid defence here.
Somebody
the
has-
Nuremberg trials proved this.
Somebody has voted a different film, Spy Kids.
Well, they
yeah.
killed the mood.
Wait,
No,
is,
still
is
though.
Spy Kids the one with Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
No, that's made by the same director.
Because that had the baby guy who would go on to be Jacob in Twilight as Shark Boy, which always amuses me.
You know,
So,
I
yeah,
found out recently, speaking
Dark Knight's
of,
still
we can
beating
actually jump
Spider-Man
off from here, Empire of the Sun, a film I absolutely love. Steven Spielberg, Japanese World War II camp film. Not camp, it wasn't a Japanese World War II camp film. That's just like lots of Japanese people looking like John Barrowman. No, it was a film set of camp. It stars Christian Bale as a kid. He plays the lead
That's
role,
nice.
and I didn't realise this. And you look at him like, oh my god, that's clearly Christian Bale. There you go. There's a jumping off point. That was one of his earliest films. It's a great film. It recently came out on Blu-ray. I managed to find the thing. Hey, I got a bit of gaming news. If you want to change the topic to Matt being wrong to something else.
Did you know Christian Bale and Heath
No, Matt,
Ledger are
gaming
better
news.
actors
Stop
than
it.
fucking
Boo.
Tobey Maguire?
Really?
You're both wrong. Go on.
Then why didn't they make a better film? Anyway, goodoldgames.com introduces Steam Library Import feature. They're, for like really small amounts of time, I think it's like 5 days or something, very specific games can be moved from your, not permanently moved, copied over from your Steam library to your Good Old Games account. So if you happen to have these games, I think it's, what's the first one? Braid, Saints Row 2 and The Witness. If you have them on Steam, you can somehow
There's a
move
few
them
others as
over
well.
to your... Yeah, there's a few others as well. But you
Witcher
can,
as well.
You can move those over to Good Old Games and have them there. So Good Old
well.
Games is saying, you can get these games for free on our service if you already have them on Steam. I think that's
nice.
very interesting.
Not as Good Old Games very often does have for older games, they tend to be a little bit more stable. Well, sometimes.
Oh, it's
anyway.
because what they do with their older games is they actually remake them sometimes from scratch, so they actually work on modern hardware. There's
Is
actually
that true
really
for Saints Row 2 by any chance? Is Saints Row 2 better on Good Old Games?
Probably not.
I'm gonna say
Because it has
probably not.
Saints Row 2 has a few issues on Steam still.
A few.
It's unplayable,
Some.
I would say, in various states. But yeah, this seems like a really interesting thing. Also, I've been talking to Good Old Games a little bit, and I'm going to try and make them Get Heads, which is a game that I've desperately wanted to play. It's a very old
You're
game.
going to give them heads.
No, there's a game called Heads, Hedz.
You're going to give them a head. You're going to give them a blowjob.
No, they need to give me heads, darling. Keep up. There's a game, HEDZ, Heads Extreme Destruction Zone. It is one of the best 1990 3DFX shooters, early 2000s 3DFX shooters. It's stupid. It's one of my favourite ever games, and it's just unplayable on modern operating systems. If they get that on there, I will do a complete series on it immediately.
You got to finish Sonic first.
I've finished Sonic.
No, you can. I think you said last week that you couldn't bear to finish Sonic.
I finished Sonic. I literally...
I think you need to finish Sonic.
Episode 21 to 35, all recorded in one night.
I think you need to go back and finish it.
I sat down and did 14 or 15 episodes in one go because I
Don't
couldn't
finish
know
it and run, oh my god.
Have you considered maybe going back and doing it on a harder difficulty on permadeath rules?
There is literally harder difficulty DLC for that game. And
Ooh,
no,
you should play
YOLO
that.
one. Do a YOLO
it can go
one.
fuck itself forever because I'm literally that oh god, the fucking stealth section in that game. The fucking stealth section in that game. There is a stealth section with barrels that you can hide behind, but it doesn't
He's talking
matter.
about the barrels again, Matt.
You don't have to hide behind the barrels because the enemies can see through them and walk through them.
Matt, he's talking about the barrels. Just fade down his mic
is.
for a bit.
Okay.
Just turn down his mic for a bit.
Okay,
God.
the ones are the Witness FTL, Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing, Galactic Civilization 3, Trine, Saints Row 2, Shadowrun Returns, and The Witcher Enhanced Edition.
Can I just point out for FTL, though, I'd recommend FTL is an amazing game and you should buy it, but you can buy it directly from the devs and you should do, because then they get all the monies.
Good plan.
You can buy it straight from their site and it's completely DRM free and you can have it on as many computers as you want and it's just better.
You know what's annoying though? I actually don't like DRM-free games.
Yeah.
What? It means you can just... Why?
Well,
You can copy them to as many laptops or computers as you want, no fuss.
Well, yeah, but I can. But like, I prefer to have something on Steam because then it syncs everything for me.
Good Old Games syncs, darling. If you use the Good Old Games Galaxy, their service, you can now get cloud
Oh,
saves.
they have cloud saves now.
They have,
That's
I believe it has cloud saves now. They've been changing it up quite a lot recently.
Oh, good. That was what put me off originally. But yeah, Galaxy fan. I've been trying to use Galaxy. It's a bit annoying because they have a feature that because I was very willing to just put all my Steam games in God Galaxy and just launch them through that instead. But the tool it has to do that doesn't work.
Ooh.
So, and I'm not going to import my 1,000 games into God Galaxy manually. And Steam needs competition, and I hope it gets a bit better. So it actually is probably.
Yeah, I'm doing quite a lot of stuff with it just to give Steam that competition.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's nice to have both of them.
But the thing to me though is it's another launcher.
Yeah, but it's a better one because you can roll back your fucking games and you can set them to be specific versions. So for modding, it is almost essential at this point.
I know, but currently we have fucking Steam, Origin, Uplay, the Rockstar launcher, the Bethesda launcher, and God Galaxy.
What does the Bethesda launcher do? I've never had a Bethesda launcher, and I play a lot of Bethesda games.
No, it's a new thing. It's how you would mod a game on the PC using Bethesda, the Bethesda modding soft tool.
What? No. I can still just use... I know Nexus mods works.
No, you can still do it through Nexus. I mean, if you want to do it through the Bethesda's own modding tool, you have to use their launcher.
Why would I do that? One, their servers fall over constantly.
Yep.
And two, they're massively cutting out and restricting the number of things. And why would I not choose Nexus mods, which is more reliable and has more stuff on it?
I don't get why they're not doing what they did with Skyrim and just doing it through the Steam Workshop. I think it's because they want
because everyone hated it when they put mods through there.
It's because this week Fallout 4 mods ended up on Xbox
it's for
One,
consoles.
so they can do it all over one thing.
But I hate it though because I'd rather it be Steam Workshop because then it syncs across.
But it's nice that the consoles do actually get some mods.
Why?
Because it's nice that console.
But if I
people
wanted
have
to
more
mod stuff,
choice.
I'd get a PC.
Because some people can't afford PCs, Matt.
But
Mr. 1%, with your gigabit internet,
No.
And your Vive, and your Batman trilogy,
and your builders building your building for you.
yeah.
building
And
my
your
entire
mispronunciation of Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
You buy site.
No, but legitimately, I forgot what I was saying. Never mind.
Did you, Matt? Is there any more gaming news? Just Cause 3's got a DLC coming out that I've played. It's actually much better than the first one, so that's good.
Did I actually mention within the actual podcast that Total War Warhammer is the fastest Total War selling game ever? Or was that before we began the podcast?
That was before we started recording.
Really?
Right, let's mention... So Total War Warhammer has become the fastest selling Total War game ever.
Good.
Which is one, deserved, but also probably just because they're bringing in a big new audience from the Warhammer community that probably didn't play it before. But it is deserved. It's the combat is sublime, albeit the Empire management stuff could still do with a bit of tweaking.
I've not played it.
Me neither.
It's very, very good.
Nobody cares.
Good. I've just done that good old game sync. It says it may take several days to sync accounts due to overwhelming demand.
Yeah, I've been trying to do it since it came out and it just hasn't worked.
Else hasn't worked, doing this fucking new thing that we were going to be fucking doing today.
Yeah, I know, Dan. You keep telling me.
You've been enjoying looking at loading bars, haven't you?
Oh my God.
Recently, loading bars are fun.
Like,
Don't
this
even
is going to go
mention
so well. Then click the thing. No. Oh. Hey, let's finish up.
Yeah.
This is supposed to only be 2 hours. We've gone slightly over.
Yeah.
Let's finish
We
up
haven't.
with a little bit of news that apparently happened a few hours ago. A £10,000 Lego statue has been destroyed by a 4-year-old child.
Yeah, they built the Fox from Zootropolis and some at a convention. Some child just accidentally knocked it over.
It's
Brilliant.
literally behind ropes. Children are all cunts. That's the moral of this story.
I know. Yeah. Poor creators.
The child
Perhaps
did not intend to break it. Yes, it did, because they're children. There's actually been a lot of stories recently about children destroying art.
No, legitimately though, if you do something that size in Lego, I don't advocate gluing Lego, but if you do something that size, fucking glue it. I don't care, glue it together.
I prefer to not.
Haven't you seen the Lego movie? Gluing Lego is evil.
The
If
Craggle.
it's a full size sculpture, no, I don't care. Glue it.
The Craggle.
You are literally the villain in the Lego movie.
Okay, can I just point something out? The villain
Ferrell,
in the
fine.
Lego movie, his basement is my dream, and I would shoot that child in the face if they tried to touch it. Literally,
yeah.
I'm building that now. Like, I've actually, the town I've got is getting near finished. All 11 modulars being perfectly aligned and. But yeah, I've actually.
You are actually Emperor Business.
Oh, I want to point out,
It's
right,
Lord business.
I've been
Sorry.
tasked with trying to get review things of Lego, right?
This is my
And
little
Dan-
project for that at the moment.
No, right. He's been trying to get me to get review things of Lego, right? So today, Dan messaged me, go, how are the process? And I go, well, it's taking a little bit of time. Could you be patient? And he goes, no, it's too late. I've bought all the things. What?
I had £600 of Lego in my Lego store thing, and I was like, really?
He was so impatient.
Really, I'm
even though
back
he's
until
already
this
got,
out the next
even
20
though,
minutes.
even though he's got a
Otherwise I'm
fucking,
buying this.
he's got a fucking tower of like, unopened Lego boxes already.
Literally a full
and
tower.
he was too fucking impatient
man.
to wait like a few days.
It's like, because there's been no real Lego. I did actually, a Lego set did turn up today, but that was because that was an old set that I got for cheap. But there's been no like Lego releases for a while because they're waiting for the summer
Dan, you
sets.
have no Lego to build.
Because I'm trying to,
no.
I want to get a second video going up, like a second toys video a week, and that's going to be like a Lego focused series, and you know.
Oh, you haven't? No, I know you haven't. You've clearly not got enough Lego to fill that series. Clearly.
I don't spend money on anything else, right? I didn't take care of
This is
anything.
true. Except for Daleks.
Except for a Dalek.
And
Yeah, but that
Simpsons.
was all like saved up for.
And
It had its own
Simpsons.
fucking bank account, that Dalek. To be fair.
That is true.
So yeah, there's a dog licking my hand right now. Are you hungry?
This is the thing, right?
That
a lot of
sounds
people
nice. I
criticize,
wish I
but
had a dog.
we don't drink and we don't really go out
Yeah,
ever. So.
yeah.
Yeah, that's me too. Yeah.
Just kind of sit around and do nothing.
Like board games are your thing, aren't they, John?
I like.
Well, I haven't spent like money on board games. Basically, we realised we have enough board games.
Oh
mainly
my
at the point
God.
where I had to figure out when I had to insure them, and then had
Well, this is the thing,
how
though.
much money
You've
I'd
clearly
spent
got
on
an
board
inbuilt
games.
limit, which Dan doesn't have.
Well, I figured out I'd spent about £1,000 on the board game collection was worth £1,000. Okay, that's enough. That's it.
I'd like
We've
to
got
point-
enough board games.
Okay, well I've got like
Fucking
individual
nothing.
Lego sets worth that at this point, so I'm like, all
It's
right,
fucking nothing.
cool. It's like, I mean, today I got a used Lego set. I bought a used Lego set because it was like really cheap, and I was like, it's quite an old one, so it's quite expensive. But I got it used, which really knocks the price down. I was like, great, and I expected a ton of bags. It was a boxed, brand new version. It was like, oh, we got a new one, so we sent you that. I'm like, why did you do this thing? It's like worth so much more.
Legitimately, Dan, you should just resell that for loads of money
But
and then
you
just
see,
spend
the
all that
thing
money on
is,
buying.
I've already opened it and started building it. Because all I want.
Also, you
I'm
should
not right-
give Reagan. You should give Reagan their dinner, you monster.
No, I can't give
We
you
can.
it.
I can hear the whimpering in the background.
She's already had a fucking dinner today. She's whimpering because she wants little treats, and I know this because
More dinner, more dinners.
When she sits down, she puts her paw out because when I give her a treat or something, I was like, "Give me a paw," just do a thing. Like literally, she keeps just like putting her paw out because she's like, "Can we do this thing now? Can I get the food?"
Oh,
bless
fuck's
her.
sake.
Bless
Worst.
her.
Worst
She
thing.
killed a man the other day. That was fun.
Oh, yeah, the postman.
Wow.
No,
I know she
well,
really doesn't like postmen. I've known
She
this for
doesn't
a
like
long time.
anyone coming within anywhere near the house. That's the point. That's the point of a
I wonder if she
guard
think I
dog.
was a chew toy.
She thinks any human is a chew toy because she's about 16 feet tall. Ugh, my hands are gross now.
Should we wrap up by maybe Dan, you talking about what the schedule is going to be for things over the coming weeks?
I can't fucking remember
For
what the
live
schedule's
stuff.
going to be. For the live stuff,
Okay,
right.
I'll...
I'm
you remember now?
Yeah, I remember. Like, next week, there won't be anything, because originally there was going to be another one of these, but I literally got stuff to do. So, I'll be missing that. I have very important calls to be doing. Ooh, interesting. I've had very interesting calls recently. Ooh, interesting stuff happening.
Sex lines.
So, what?
Sex lines.
Yes. Sex lines.
Because we're in the 90s.
Yes. We're in the night. It's actually, I've run one of those things where you call it up and you can get cheats for video games. So,
Right, yeah. But you won the Nintendo help
yeah,
hotline.
that's what I'm doing.
I want to call up the Dark Souls help hotline. Hi, I'm stuck in this thing. Get good, you bastards!
No, you just use, you call the number, and then you just go, "Hello, Samaritans." That's all you'd hear. It's just like, yeah, all right, fine.
It's gonna redirect.
Yeah. So yeah, that's some things happening at that point. The week after that is E3, so the streams will be around E3 time. I'm most likely gonna be there. I may miss the last ones. We're not doing anything for Nintendo because they can go fuck themselves.
The E3 streams,
Yay.
one will be on. They start on Sunday night at 9 UK time. That'll be and then the sort of throughout the night and day of the Monday, and then there's the Sony one on the Tuesday, like 2 a.m. on the Tuesday. So they're basically all from 9 p.m. on Sunday for the next 24 hours, basically.
Yeah. And then after that, we'll get back to things.
There's nothing on the Wednesday that week though, because I'm seeing NXT.
Yeah.
And the week after that, Podcats.
Yeah, it comes back with a weekly.
Are you going to tell
vengeance.
them what's happened?
Don't worry. I know. Don't panic. I know the last time we said that, Podcats went away for 2.5 years. But this time, it's coming back in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Are we going to tell them what happened to
John, will you be joining us for our E3 malarkeys?
I will definitely be joining you for a few bits and pieces of it if you wish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Be nice to have you.
We have a stamp.
With a nice cup of tea and wearing a dressing gown.
All right, Hugh.
Damn.
Jesus. Yeah, it's done.
First o'clock. Explain.
It's not happening anymore.
There we go.
Pretty simple.
Would you like to say why? You might as well say why.
Because I don't think it's very good.
No.
That's pretty much the reason.
I don't want to cheer at this point because that feels really kind of mean to the poor series.
This was supposed to be in the video, but the other thing that was being announced in the video isn't happening yet. So
yeah,
it's like
there'll
that bit
be
at the end of the
that explains this and explains what's happening with the Toys channel. But right now, basically, I'm experimenting with a new thing. You'll find out about it. But I didn't know things were going to be a thing, and so things have been delayed by other people.
Yes.
I was perfectly on time.
You were.
This feels like the end of that Itchy and Scratchy and Pooch episode, where they have to bring a lawyer out on stage just to confirm that the Foster Clock is dead and legally cannot return.
No, yeah, but
all the children cheer.
Well, no, the Foster Clock is it's dead because I think it's just not watched very much, and not many people seem to
watched
like
quite
it.
a bit. It's just sort of, I just don't think it's very good. What I'll do is we will have it for
It's a bit
special
messy.
events. So if we're doing E3, we'll Foster Clock it. We'll have as many people in as we can get.
Yeah.
If it's we're coming up to Christmas, or if we're doing something in the summer or whatever, there's a big game release. Then we might end up doing bits for it here and there.
Yeah, we will do.
It just won't be every other week because I just
No.
like talking about gaming news.
They're quite tiring, I think, as well. They're quite energetic
And
more
films.
relaxed.
All this will be
And
explained in a video that I hope I can upload in the next few minutes, but I really fucking doubt it.
I'll probably, when we do Foster Clock Future, I'll probably try and edit them down into our highlights as well.
Yeah.
That might be a bit more interesting.
Yes.
Because for example, I think the Minecraft one was the nail thingy.
That may have, Matt, that was all on you.
That wasn't my fault, in fairness.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't.
It was all your fault. A lot of things are your fault.
Though? I had a plan, but no.
No, why?
No.
Why?
No one followed listened to me. Why would they listen to me?
Right, that's a wrap. Thank you for coming out, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye. Not next week. Fuck.
No,
See you
we
3
won't.
weeks.
No, we won't. That's the whole bloody
Oh, fucking
point.
hell.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Christ.
fucked up the start.
Oh,
You fucked up.
fuck
I mean, what?
me.
Fucking Jesus.
I'm still bleeding.
Go to the hospital.
Okay. Na, na, na.